Hello, and welcome to another episode of Action Toon Bros.
Hell yeah.
I am Ben Sturgeon, and with me today is...
Matthew Lewis, of course.
And today we have a special guest. You know him from Movie Garbage, you know him from other episodes of Action Toon Bros that we've done, and say hello to Chris Bowe.
Hello to Chris Bowe.
Every single villain on
That's me. Yes, hello. I am Chris. I am a recognizable figure and voice. Hello.
And you are not used to it yet, are you?
No, I should. What should I be?
Yeah, I'm about to say, Brent, you're like a co-host.
Yeah, you're one of the many hosts.
Co-hosts. I don't
I mean,
know.
come on.
Special
Hey,
friend of the pod.
if anything, you have infamy because you're the one who told Ed about The Last Airbender. We're not going into that now. We're not going into that.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
However, speaking of motherfucker, Matt, you know the only reason why I chose this show was because I didn't want you to be like, we're watching this.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to watch this show on my terms.
Of course.
For those of you who, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the thumbnail right now, or you're looking at the title right now. We're doing Arcane. We're doing Netflix, League of Legends show Arcane, which 5 years ago, if you told me that League of Legends was doing a TV show, I would have looked at you and said, it's going to be horrible. And right now, I made a promise at the end of Castlevania. I'm going into this show not going to be like, I already hate it because of League of Legends, because I already have my thoughts on League of Legends. I'm never going to play that game ever.
We'll see.
I will never play that game ever. But I did go into this as if it were a show based off of the video game rather than just the video game.
Of course. I was going to say, one correction, it's not just Arcane League of Legends series, it's a 4-time Emmy Award winning series.
Oh.
Arcane, I'll have you know.
You know what? To quote a different cartoon, well, excuse me, princess.
I can't wait to kill some Dodongos.
You know that. You're mixing your
I know.
Anyway, wrong game. Now, everyone knows what League of Legends is. We don't need to go over that.
No, why not?
Because I know how long you could go with it.
Yeah, it's one of those
but
ancients.
But apparently, what was the story behind the creation of Arcane? Do you know that, Matt? Because you usually know stuff like that.
Studio Fortiche is the company that does all the music videos for whenever they do any of their like.
Oh yeah, like the KDA.
Yeah, KDA universe, and also the Pentakill, which is their metal universe, and then they have a bunch of other stuff like that. Speaking of which, Ben, definitely check out the Pentakill albums. They're pretty fantastic.
Might as well.
Yeah, now you might as well. But like they do all the animation for all the music videos for the individual stuff, like the actual enemy music video, but then also like there's a whole bunch of Awaken video. They do a whole bunch of cool music videos and video art for Riot already.
Huh.
And so they just had them do a whole series of TV show, and it was just like, hell yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Now, obviously we're going to get into details later, but it's safe to say that this is like a prequel to the video game, isn't it?
It's like
because it seems very prequel.
This is probably like the eventual part 2 and 3 take place. I would say maybe about 5 to 7 years before the actual story of the game.
Okay.
Also just like this series itself is also like soft canon to the game, kind of like how, to plug my own stuff, Forgotten Minotaur King is soft canon to our actual tabletop universe. Stuff's different, events were compressed, some stuff was skipped over or didn't happen the way it's supposed to have happened. But it's like any adaptation like the Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones books to them shows. It's like a different canon technically, but
it's like different but not quite. Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not quite canon, but it's an AU. It's similar, but not.
Yeah. It's like this is how it like. This is a different version of how events could have happened in the actual series.
Right. Okay. Because I was going to say, because I can definitely, obviously in part 1, definitely.
So it's Marvel's What If. Got it.
Oh yeah. Actually, another great example people say is the MCU to the actual Marvel comics.
Yeah.
It's like they're close enough, and they're approximately how they origins wise like how things happen in the other one, but it's still different and told in a different way.
But actually, you know what? That's actually a good way of putting it. This is like pretty much like a League of Legends version of Marvel's What If.
Yeah, well, I would say What If was actually all the different skin lines and everything like that in the.
Yes, but in this way they're only focusing on one.
I know, but I'm saying those are actual like different individual universes like Star Guardian, KDA, and Pentakill and all the stuff are actual universes.
Right.
Parallel universes, but Arcane is like presumably main canon, possibly.
Maybe. We don't know. But, now enough of this, pussyfooting around and stuff like that.
Because... really? We can ask our guest, Chris, what's your familiarity with League of Legends?
Yes. My familiarity level is, I know the game exists. I think I played it like once in college.
Wow, you played it more than I have.
And that's basically it. I knew Jinx was a thing.
Of course. Yeah, she's like the literal poster girl for the series, for the game.
For basically the entire franchise is like she's like she's the poster.
She's
child.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
She's literally the fucking Pikachu. Hey, there is one other thing of familiarity you have.
What?
This show exists.
Yes. Yes. So I went into the show knowing basically nothing about League of Legends. And so I watched so I did watch the whole series like back closer to when it came out, and it was like then like months passed, and then I rewatched the first 3 episodes for this, and I was reminded like of how good this show is.
I know, it's absurd.
Like, holy crap.
It's absurd.
Well, we'll just see about that.
Did you play the card game Legends of Runeterra?
I played a little bit of that. But like, part of me wants to say that like this show is sort of like an advertisement for the games, but and with that said, I absolutely have no interest in playing either of those games. I just want more of the show. That's it.
That's what everyone wants. Yeah. Like literally, the whole meme when the show was airing was like everyone saying like, now like you can enjoy the show, just don't play League of Legends. Like whatever you do,
exactly.
Don't get into the hobby. It's bad.
Yes, thank you.
Bad for your health and it's bad for mentality and everything. It's toxic and awful.
Yeah, I was gonna say toxic and awful. That's all you get. League of Legends. It's toxic and awful.
That being said,
yet people still play the game.
I love Legends of Runeterra, the card game. The card art is some of the most beautiful stuff I've ever seen in my life. It's amazing. The art on that alone is fantastic, and the actual game is fun. The card game. League-wise, I played a little bit of League. I prefer Wild Rift, which is the mobile version. Let's see. Yeah, I love the show. I love the lore. Watched tons and tons of hours and hours of lore videos on YouTube and stuff about the whole world of Runeterra and everything like that. It's so fantastic. But it's just like such a weird, interesting world that like, the game is of course insanely toxic. If you ever even approach it, it's awful. But the series as a whole, I do like the vibe and everything like that, art style and everything.
Yeah, that does sound like you, man.
Hell yeah.
That really does sound like you. But I mean, like you said, like the art side, like I've seen some of like the art for the game itself, and I've seen people play it. The art's not bad. The art's not bad at all, actually, and just some of the characters look interesting. Then again, I only have surface level.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the funny thing I always think about is whenever everyone who watched Arcane, which was tons and tons of people because it was so like hugely acclaimed. If you like ever did actually get on League, like the first 2 characters you see are like freaks like Aatrox, who's the fucking demon, and then Amumu, which is like this weird chibi fucking mummy, and you're like, what the fuck is any of this? It doesn't make any sense. I've just seen Arcane.
I'm sorry, Prince Abubu?
Amumu, yeah. It's a weird little crying chibi mummy thing. Looks like
crying chibi mummy. Okay, you know what?
Exactly.
If I never knew anything about League of Legends and I heard that one, that would have turned me off completely.
Of course, yeah.
No, it's pronounced Ababwa.
Ababwa, yeah.
Oh, no, it's Amumwa.
But yeah, the world is so insanely vast and weird, and it's a great fantasy setting, and it's just really
and who'd have thought that at least part 1 is going to take place in just 2 areas.
Yeah, well, technically it's 1 area.
One landmass, 2 different cities.
It's such a we'll get into the dynamic of that too alone,
and we might as well just do that now.
Hell yeah!
With part 1, episode 1. Welcome to the playground. And we start off hard. Like even for me, I was just like, wait, this is how we're starting?
Yeah,
we started off
like a
with,
crazy dark bridge, like with crazy dark fog.
War.
Yeah, like a huge war zone on a
war zone, like the
sun,
there's like a sunset, it's like red and stuff, and you see like 2 girls crying over dead parents.
Yeah, you also see these huge masked enforcers just blasting people with these rods.
And you see other people, and you just see other people like beating the shit out of these masked guys, and we'll just as of right now because we don't know their names yet, but we'll call them Red and Blue. Like Blue is holding Red's hand and having her eyes closed, singing a song. Yeah. And we're talking like, I don't know, like 7, 8 years old child.
Yeah, they're very small child.
Very, very young child. And then like we're talking like maybe 13, 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
the other, Red is. Yeah, but, and they're walking through this carnage for a TV-14, so it's not gory. It's just like, holy fuck.
Oh, yeah, it'll get there later, though.
But, hey, speaking of which...
Another parent are dead, so we have Red and Blue Batman.
Yeah, Red and Blue
yes,
Batman.
exactly. We have Red and Blue Batman. But, speaking of which, unlike Batman, we see a big buff man with giant gauntlets beating
big meaty claw. Yeah, big gauntlets.
You're right, though. Beating the shit out of someone, killing them literally as these children are watching this. And what does he do? He turns around, is heartbroken, and literally just picks them up like, these are mine now.
Yeah, exactly.
But only, he actually, like, it's not like just, haha, I just beat the shit out of this. Mine now.
Yeah,
no, it's just...
comforting these two obviously crying children. Yeah,
you could actually see he's like in pain from all of this.
Come with me, I will show you the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Wow. Hey, you thought my jokes were bad.
Yeah. And then we cut to the intro, I believe.
Yeah, this is where the intro card is.
Imagine Dragons enemy.
Don't worry. Well, no.
Well,
you said it right. Imagine Dragons enemy. Yeah, that's the song. But don't worry about it. We'll get to that later. Then after the title card, it doesn't say, but it's pretty much like an amount of time later. You see Blue and Red, which now we actually get names to them. The redhead is Vi, and then we have the blue-haired girl whose name is Powder. And then we have two other people, which I'm not sure about in like League of Legends lore. We have Milo, who's
they're not too consequential.
Chris and I talked about this. Yeah. We have Milo, who is literally Lance from Voltron.
Yeah.
And we have Clagger, who is literally Hunk from Voltron. Like, I can't... is it the same voice actor?
No, Clagger's voice actor does sound familiar.
Lance and Milo.
Milo's voice actor is somebody we definitely recognize from a
I was going to say, because he literally sounds like either Lance or Sokka.
No, it's not Sokka's voice actor, but let's...
Yeah, but, I mean, they sound very similar, and by the way, when I say they're Lance and Hunk, literally, Milo is the fast wisecracking, silly, like, comedic kind of person, and we have Clagor, who is the bigger man, and there's really, like, the only fat joke we kind of get, and I air quote that heavily, is when they're jumping through, like, one jump ahead of the hitman.
One jump this time.
Clagor, like, just finds a random plate of cupcakes and eats one.
They keep showing like a plate of cupcakes when Vi jumps down from the side thing. They show the side thing because the Kiraman family, who we find out this building belongs to, were cupcake makers originally.
Oh, well, yeah. But either way, it's just like, minor. But we see these four kids just hopping around, and it's like, wait, is this a good idea? Should we be doing this? And Vi's just like, no, it's good.
Yeah, don't worry, it's a good score.
We got this. Vander will like this. Don't worry. Let's do this.
Yeah, they say they got a tip from Little Man saying that this is a good...
Yeah, tip from Little Man. There's another important character.
Yeah, but we see that Clagger, Milo, and Vi all do the jump across the thing really easily, but then...
Powder kind of hesitates. And Milo, of course, being the asshole he is, just like, I called it. Yeah. And Vi's just like, hey, what did I tell you? And Powder's like, I'm ready. Yeah. You're ready. Now do it.
And she Milo constantly like rags on Powder, and it makes me sick.
Yeah, he's a constant asshole to her.
Like honestly, I get it. Powder's the youngest of the group, but even then, Milo was like getting to be like he's just a douche.
Yeah, he's
like just a complete
huge
asshole.
Like
he's not even a likable douche. Like he was getting on the verge of being just a douchebag.
Oh yeah. But hey, at least he knows how to use a lockpick.
Yeah, of course. Which is very useful when Vi just kicks the door in.
Exactly. Because they get to that door. Oh, don't worry. It'll take me just so long and blah, blah, blah. Vi kicks that door. okay, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, and Clagger like smacks on the back of the head, like, dude, what are you doing? Milo's doing his best.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, right.
Before we start not disliking him.
But then, of course, it's just like they literally just search the place, start to gather.
Yeah, take random stuff. Like Milo takes a note
like,
trimmer.
Yeah, we see like notes and stuff like that, and even Milo's like, "Hey guys, what's this thing?" And we see like this weird contraption with like runes or some shit.
Yeah, we also see that. Powder knows that this is an inventor. She doesn't recognize, like,
that's right. She does instantly.
She looks a little weird device, little like.
Yeah, she's like, wow, yeah, this is an inventor shop. She kind of goes off on her own in a different room where she finds these weird, like, blue spherical things. Yeah. And as everyone's like, hey, you good? And she just puts them in her pocket, like puts them in her knapsack or her pocket, actually.
Yeah, while she's pocketing them, we do say the owner of this facility does return home.
Hello?
Bang on the
Is
door.
anyone there? Vi literally blockades it, and
right
when that happens, it's like, yeah, we gotta go. Immediately blockades whoever the owner is. It's just like, okay, something's wrong. Let me in, damn you.
Yeah, of course.
And then as everyone's running out, like scrambling, one of those blue orbs drops on the ground and starts crackling a little bit of energy, and then it explodes. It doesn't just go boom. No, it goes kerblow.
Inside of the building, inside the apartment, like literally goes
like the entire place is like pretty much this blue smoke and everything.
Yeah. And
then of course we see those masked guys from the beginning.
Yeah,
look up. Hey, stop them. You're right. The enforcers.
They do chase them down. They have these really cool, weird spinning ball bolo handcuffs.
Bullet handcuffs.
Yeah, really, really cool.
And they keep. Unlike stormtroopers, like from Star Wars, these guys only barely miss.
Yeah,
it's just because it's not because they can't hit the broadside. No, it's because whoever they're trying to catch are good at dodging.
Yeah, and also really cool animation. I wanted to mention that all of the like smoke and fire and electricity effects throughout the entire show are 2D animated.
Which I noticed that.
Really
I loved it,
along with the actual regular beautiful animation of the show.
It's kind of like the opposite, where like 2D like Batman Mask of the Phantasm, where it's all 2D, but they use the 3D really fucking well. In this case, it's literally the opposite. It's all 3D, but they use the 2D very well. But they literally run away from the enforcers. Yeah. They go through a sewer, which Milo's like, yeah, no.
Vi kicks him down to the...
Vi just like, shut up. And then, of course, they're all like, ugh.
We got a good haul, though. It's going to be good.
We got a good haul. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Milo immediately looks at Powder. I didn't do anything. Add that to the list.
Yeah, like, you can fill a library with the crap she didn't do, and it's like really pissed off at her.
And then, of course, Vi's just like, dude, shut the hell up. We got a good haul. Let's get going.
My sister, back off. Come on.
literally being a good big sister.
Yeah.
And then, they just walk around, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And we actually see where we started off, after, like, in this whole, like, heist scene, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
It was very fancy, very upper class. Now we're getting into an area where it's like not as high, like it's like lower class.
Very grimy. It looks like a weird shore or something like that. Almost.
Yeah, like a port town, like the grimy part of it. In which case we see some blonde fuck.
Yeah,
just like, hey, what you got there, Milo? The fucking idiot opens his big mouth and is like, yeah, we got a good haul.
Yeah, and then of course Vi's just like, don't worry about it. And you guys like, hey, just give me a taste of it and we'll be all good. She's like, okay, just a taste. She hits him in the head with the fucking bag of stuff.
Yeah, just
throws in the powder, says, get out of here. And then,
like, throws in the powder. They play hot potato for a little bit with the bag. And everyone, Clagger? Yeah, Clagger, Milo, and Vi are beating the shit out of these other guys. Powder,
actually, Milo's getting his ass kicked by them.
he gets a good few hits in. He gets a good few hits in. But Clagger and Vi are pretty much holding this. But Powder is, she's like 8 years old.
Yeah,
and
of course. So she
very skittish and scared. She runs. You like to think that she gets away, but one of the guys like secretly is like, "Oh, hey, look at these."
Yeah, he follows her down to the dock
and then we still get like awesome like slow motion like punches and shit like that.
Very cool animation for the
and then they win, and they're like, "Yeah, we did it." Wait, where's Powder?
Yeah, of course.
Cut to Powder running away from the other guy.
Yeah, she turns a corner and she starts trying to put together a little grenade thing to try to, like, with fucking nails and shit in it.
Yeah, like just like a bomb or something.
Yeah.
But then she actually like goes a corner and she actually stays quiet for a good amount of time. Mm-hmm. The guy's about to leave. But then a board fell.
Yeah.
Like some loose board, like someone was saying. And then, the guy finds her and she tries so hard. I forget what did she name it? What did she name it? Mauser. Yeah, she's like, come on, Mauser, you gotta work this time. Throws it down. It like click, 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 and then a little puff of pink smoke, and then nothing.
Yeah, it's completely.
So the guy like starts going after her, the kid, and Powder does exactly what any sane person would do. She panicked and threw it into the water.
Yeah, which is not good for the gang, but still.
Yeah, and speaking of which,
she does disappear.
She does disappear after that, and back at the gang. What, you lost it?
Yeah, Milo's again pissed at her, and she says, "Well, what was I supposed to do?" He's like, "Well, you should have stuck with us, and you could have taken a punch." And Vi's just like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine, Powder. You did fine."
Yeah. Of course it is. She always gets a free pass and everything. Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and then
they get in an elevator and ride down to the actual Undercity.
Yep, to the Undercity, and wait, hold on a second. Before they go as they're going down the elevator, Milo says something about Powder. Why do we take Powder with us?
Yeah.
She always jinxes the
she jinxes every job.
Me, not knowing anything except for some of the characters. Oh, gee, a blue-haired little girl, and she always screws things up. And now she's called a jinx. Wow, worst foreshadowing ever.
Of course. I was also thinking, if you know the character Vi, you would have known who she was.
Actually, I actually never knew.
Of course, yeah. Vi's another character.
The moment Milo was like, "Yeah, she jinxes everything," I'm like, "Oh boy, okay, come on." Everyone knew that. Even I knew that one.
Of course, they got a little eye roll for the audience.
I feel like with every character that has like a unique name that's on screen for more than 2 episodes, and as soon as they brandish a weapon, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's probably a character in the game.
Jace, you're in there.
I guess Jace has a hammer. That's neat. I guess Caitlyn has a gun. That's cool.
Caitlyn has the best weapon ever.
Heimerdinger's a funny little dude. Probably immortal and I guess knows about magic, so that's neat.
We're getting a little too far ahead, buddy.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah. It's fun trying to, for people who don't know at all any characters, trying to figure out who's a character and who's not is always interesting.
Oh, look, Vi has a punching gauntlet.
Yeah, of course.
Vi has gloves.
I guess she's a character.
And Jinx, she's fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll get
these characters are dead, so I guess they're not in the game.
Yeah. But with all that, we see literally the Undercity, and
very, very cool designs.
We'll get back to that one.
We do see some really cool Ionian monks. If you know that's the really those tall dudes with the masks and the big hats. You're like, oh, I know where they're from.
Yeah,
it's really, really cool sequence. Then we get to the bar.
Yeah, it's literally, if you've seen any post-apocalyptic or very cool, sci-fi thing, it's literally just an underground city where the scum and villainy are.
Yeah, of course. They pass the weird brothels.
We get to, what's it called? What's the bar called?
The Last Drop.
Yeah, The Last Drop. Where we see this, you see a big buff bartender guy, you just see a bunch of people being scums and villains and stuff like that. And speaking of which, we see this weird squirrely glasses guy, kind of fidgety, and 2 badass looking guys.
I would say that if you know, they're probably from Bilgewater, which is a pirate.
You know what? I'll just take
my word for it. Take my word for it. Those 2 characters, you look at them, you can look at their tattoos, you're like, oh, they're Bilgewater.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just take your word for it.
Of course, don't worry about
it. And, they're like, okay, yeah, you did the thing. Here's your money. And squirrely guy's like, that's not what we agreed on. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, you know what? Sorry, plans change and everything. Bartender walks up, and you notice it's the frickin' guy at the very beginning. It's the guy at the beginning who was punching guys.
Yeah, and he says,
like,
hey,
give my friend what he asked for. Hey, you need to back off. And then my favorite line in this whole thing, which is so true. You never threaten the guy who makes your drinks, right? The moment he said that, I didn't even mean for it to happen like this. I went silent, and I was like, And it was funny because the moment I did that, everyone got quiet and we're just staring daggers at these 2 people.
And I was like, yep. Yeah, of course. And everyone in the bar's on their side. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll give him the whole money. It's fine.
And then as this is happening, he sees Vi and everyone walking in. He's just like, welcome to the underground. And he starts walking away, and then everything just picks back up. Yeah,
we followed that. Vander follows them into the underground thing where they're kind of just relaxing and relaxing. He says, so what happened? And they're saying, well, we had a deal. It didn't go well, but, and he says, well, you can't come back empty-handed. You have to where'd you hear about this? And they say, little man.
Little man. He's just like, of course.
Yeah, Potter tells him that. And he says, we got to go over to Benzo's, so that's where you're going to pawn this stuff off to. You can't come back from a job without anything, so...
But before that, Vi gets uppity. Like, why aren't we, like, fighting? Why aren't we doing this? We need to get better at this. And, Vander's like, you need to calm down. I get it. But
Also, everyone's heard about the explosion that happened in the upper city.
Yeah, word travels fast in this place.
Everyone knows about what happened there. So
everyone knows about the explosion and everything. And Vi, like, gets all uppity, and he's just like... Everyone, except for her,
everyone else,
get out.
Yeah,
and literally, and I like it because like he only had to say it once, and everyone else just
of course
left.
I know what's up.
And then he has like the kind of a very good father-daughter kind of talk.
Talked about how like it went wrong, but you need to worry about everyone who's here is doing whatever you say. You tell them to
you're the leader. They're gonna follow you.
The others look up to you. Whatever happens is on you.
Yeah, it's all up to you to take care of them. And then he finally starts taking stuff from their actual hideout to give to Benzo for the actual deal.
And he even tells Clagor to come with him.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you, come on.
Yeah, he's like, are you serious? Like, yeah, if you're going to act like an adult, you're going to get treated like one. So let's go deal with this stuff.
And so they, I think this is where we actually cut to Benzo's.
Yeah, they actually go to the pawn shop and they see...
Benzo, big man. I'm just like, I like this guy.
He's also, this little weird, like, dumb little shop has a ton of, like, League items and stuff for Easter eggs and shit in it, but it's not important. It's fun little gag for people who know.
We also see some kid, some kid sweeping up the floor, and when Vander comes in, he's just like, hey, Benzo's like, hey, you know what,
Yeah.
Like get on out.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, okay, and he gets the stuff and runs outside, and then we hear Clagger say, hey, little man. So,
yep.
Yeah,
hey, little man. It's just like, but the and then, of course, as they're outside, Clagger's like...
Oh, no, before that, he does say, like, hey, Benzo and Vander are talking, and they say, like, okay, the Upper City's going to be really pissed about this, because they did that explosion was going to piss off a lot of people. We got to do something to deal with this shit because they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and I think at one point they were like, they're going to be coming down here to like sniff them out.
Just like make a show for the council and everything like that.
Yep.
And this is when outside Clagger says, hey, so how did you even know about this tip? He's like, oh, this idiot showed up, he paid in cash and didn't even haggle, I just took him for all he had. He's like, well, how'd you find out where he lived? Like, I followed him back home, duh.
By the way, we actually get his name, right? Little man's name?
Yeah,
his name's Echo. Which apparently, because I did do a little bit of research
of course.
after, apparently he's another important character.
Oh yeah, he's very important.
But yeah, so it's just like, hey, it's all good, got some money out of it, found out this thing.
Yeah, and they look around the corner and they see a number of enforcers approaching.
Like we see like 4 of them, I think, like two in masks and 2 without masks.
Yeah, there's 2 in but they have breather like.
Sorry. When I say mask, I mean like the full mask. But you're right. But 2 of them have like the breathers.
Yeah,
which is another small key
like 2
point.
nameless henchmen and 2 important characters.
Yeah,
of course.
Quite literally. And then, of course, it's just like, okay, split, and, Krieger's like...
Yeah.
And Echo just, like, walks away.
Yeah, well, he actually climbs upside the building when the 2 people enter the facility.
Yeah, the 2, as Chris called them, important characters, because they have faces.
Yeah.
And
we meet Grayson and Marcus.
Yep, Grayson and Marcus. Okay.
Oh, is that her name?
Grayson? Yeah, Grayson is her name. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I never caught her name, so in my notes, I've just been calling her Officer Lady.
Yeah, Officer Lady.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though. Marcus, he's a tool. He's a schmuck. Grayson. She's
ridiculous.
Actually, one of the cooler characters.
Also, the voice actress is like a huge. I don't know if it's Israeli or Iranian. She's a huge actress. You've seen her in a ton of stuff. I didn't get her name because I can't pronounce it, but she's been in tons of from Mass Effect, from The Expanse, she's like huge actress. Lost. She's of course she has like one of the most distinct voices in the fucking world.
Yeah, like seriously, like
the quote from SpongeBob. Like, well, her name's not important, but she was famous, all right. Don't you worry.
Yeah, trust me, she's famous.
Sounds about right. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll look it up after.
Oh no, yeah, but, look up her body of work. She's an insanely huge actor.
Marcus. Fucking Marcus, dude.
He keeps trying to flex on Vander, and he's like,
you undergrounders and blah blah blah. And Grayson just like walks up and is like, Marcus, take a walk or something.
Shut up. And it comes like, okay, so we need to find out who, like, she asks really civilly, like, okay, who's responsible for this? The people upstairs are going to be really pissed, so...
Yeah, and apparently we find out from her that she and Vander actually have an agreement.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So he's kind of working with the enforcers a
little
bit.
Also, we see that during this entire conversation...
you keep your people down here, we'll keep ourselves upstairs.
Yeah.
We don't get in each other's way.
Yeah,
but someone from the Undercity caused this, so the council needs their pound of meat.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole time Echo's listening in on this, finding out about this weird deal that Vander has with them.
Yeah, it's just like, oh wait, what's going on here? And of course, Vander's like, hey, I'm not gonna give up any of my own. And Grayson just like sighs, you're gonna just make this tough on yourself, but in case you change your mind, like puts a weird scroll or tube or something like that.
Yeah, this will find its way to me and only me. So
this will only go to me, just so you know. And then she just she leaves. No one gets. I mean, sure, Marcus gives a few like dagger glaring looks.
Yeah, of course,
and stuff
it's
like
really
that.
shitty and kind of wanders off.
But other than that, they just leave peacefully.
Like, we don't know what we're gonna do, but this weird situation.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy.
But also, we skipped the part where I keep calling you Jinx. Powder is trying to, like, digging through what they found. She says she still has those weird little magic ball things that, like, made electricity and explosions. She's like, I gotta go tell Vi about this. She goes downstairs and she sees Milo and Vi talking about her. Milo saying, I told you she's a Jinx. You shouldn't have brought her. She's not ready. She doesn't know what she's doing.
And that's right, because this is the misunderstanding.
Yeah, classic. Vi says, you know what, you're right. There's a lot of stuff Powder can't do. And then she hears that.
Powder leaves at that point, and then you actually hear the rest of it. Like, yeah, but she's good at keeping her mouth shut.
Yeah.
And literally, like, berating Milo.
Yeah, like telling
dude, shut the hell up.
Yeah, like
dude.
complaining when we should be focusing. He's like, what? And telling people we have a nice haul. She like grabs his ball that he's playing with, and then he's just like, oh, come on, Vi. He's like, no, you need to shut up. You're ruining everything. You're always constantly in the way. You're ruining, messing up every mission. You're constantly berating her, but everyone messes up. And then she says, the whole gag with, like, whenever I make this face, that means it's time to shut up. And he's just like, but, and she keeps, like, pointing to her face like this.
I love this. Hey, see this face right here? This means you need to shut up.
Yeah.
I love it so much. But you're right, we did skip that scene, because it does kind of cut to there before the enforcers come.
Of course.
But then, after the enforcers, Vi's just like, hey, Powder, how's it going? She's like, oh, Powder...
She's thinking with weird little grenades and bombs and stuff.
You know me, just always says like a direct quote from that conversation.
Yeah.
And Vi's just like, look, and
me, there's lots of stuff I can't do, or like what she says. Milo said that she was twice the person that's like half your age.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, you were just twice the person at half my age, and then he's just like,
and Vi's just like, oh god,
Milo's an idiot.
but fortunately, unlike
was this when they were on the roof?
This is going to that scene.
Yeah, it's leading to that scene. Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's like unlike a lot of like plots where it's like the misunderstanding thing where it drags on. No, in this one it was literally just direct quote from something. And Vi's just like, dude, like Milo's a fucking idiot. I wouldn't. Yeah. And it was there for a teeny tiny moment, but then it vanished.
The misunderstanding was completely right. Yeah,
I'm like,
no time for misunderstanding bullshit. Yeah.
And of course, Vi's just like, hey, who's this? Who is it this time?
Yeah.
Looking at Powder making another. Yeah. And she's I forget what
Whiskers.
Whiskers. Yeah. Whiskers. And this time it's gonna work. I just know it, kind of thing. She tries so hard.
I know. She's just really
and then of course
she's honing her craft, and I respect that.
Oh yeah,
same here, dude.
Yeah, someday she's gonna be a great inventor. A lot of people are gonna talk about how great she actually is. Very intelligent. She recognized an inventor when she saw one, so she's very smart.
Yeah, she is very smart on certain things.
Yeah.
And then of course Vi's like, hey, come over here for a second, because Powder's still like down because her bomb failed.
Yeah.
She threw the stuff. Yeah, she lost the treasure. She's beating herself up, kind of thing. Then, does it cut somewhere else first?
I don't believe it cuts anything else until the end of the thing. So then we stick with them going up to the roof and having a conversation.
And then this is the part you were talking about, where it's like, hey, see that sign over there? Milo was trying to do some gross, draw a big middle finger. See that smudge right there? His ass did that.
Yeah, of course.
And then he's like, yeah, see those shoes over there? I own those shoes over there.
Those shoes? It was a bunny.
It was a bunny? For some reason I thought
it's actually, but before that, she does, there's like a little alley with some guy pissing in an alley. She's like, see that little alley down there? Like, Clacker got his foot stuck for like a whole half of a day. And we had to rescue him from down there. And that rabbit over there, some people took that rabbit from me, threw it up in those power lines, and I was never able to get it.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, yeah, everyone has bad days. today, I mean, you just had a bad day.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Don't worry. Someday we're gonna kick ass in the city.
Yep. And then Powder's like, oh yeah, by the way, I did actually get something. Shows her the orbs. I have no idea what these are, but I have these. And Vi's like, you know what? Let's just
hang on to those. Let's not
you hang on to those and let's keep this like sister secret. Not even Vander needs to know about these.
Yeah, and then we have the big shot of the
I think like when you see her like kind of surprising them, I think she's making a correlation between the explosion in those or something like that.
She's just like whatever those are, they're probably not safe. So.
Yeah, they're probably not safe. So let's just keep it a secret. It's a secret.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll just have fun with this.
And then finally we cut to the final scene of the show. We see the guy who earlier was picking
the blonde-haired guy, blonde asshole,
trying to get their.
I just call him Thug.
Yeah,
actually, he does have a name. His name is Deckard.
Yeah, he's a character for some reason.
Well, no, Thug is fine. It's just apparently he has a name, and I didn't know it.
Of course,
my notes.
I don't watch this
I don't think he's ever addressed by name.
They do. I think at one point, like the subtitles say it, or like somebody refers to it.
Yeah, the subtitles had it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I think you're right.
It was spoken.
Yeah, he's like mostly relevant for the most part.
And then of course, we see like this giant Dave Bautista looking motherfucker, and we see like some other like squirrely kind of guy with weird eyes.
Yeah,
weird eyes.
We see a weird guy, scientist dude who's like messing with some chemicals in the background, and then we see the slam that guy in a chair and say like, so you like what happened with Vander's idiot kids?
And then we see like this other guy who was just like, so you kind of messed up. I told you to follow them and not get involved with them, and what did you do? You got involved with them.
Yep.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't hurt you bad. And Thug just is like, oh, they were the ones who caused the explosion, though. And again, perfect villain line.
Yeah,
that's the smartest thing you ever said right now. And then I think this is when he actually turns around and we actually see this guy who has like half of a like part of his face is like all like kind of dark, with like a one orange eye.
Yeah, really crazy looking.
He's just like, give him a meal. Yep, there you go. And then I think he talks to
the other scientist, who we later find out. I think subtitles spoil later that it's Singed, who's another
Singed. Yeah, another one of the important ones.
Yeah, but he says, okay, well, how's the chemical stuff going? He says, well, let's see an experiment. We see a little mouse and a weird like those.
we see a mouse.
6 cats, and he kind of like see him pick up the cat, saying, "Defeating time." He puts him into the cage and he gives the chemical to the mouse, which somehow mutates it, and we see like a big giant.
I just love it because it's like feeding time. Puts the cat in. The cat's like, yeah, I'm gonna eat. Gives the rat the fucking serum, and then all of a sudden the cat's like, what, and all of a sudden you just see like the window, everyone looking in is just splat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, and we do see this villain who I think they do name him eventually.
We can say who it is. It's Silco.
And he sees like he threatens Deckard like he's going to make him drink this potion next, and that's
it's like no, it was it worked, but we need more volunteers. And all Silco says is, I think we already have a volunteer.
And someone just volunteered.
And long story short, what Matt just said, it was pretty much Deckard volunteering.
Yeah. Also, I'll say Silco's voice is voice actor Jason Spishak, who me and you, Ben, might recognize as Kid Flash and Forager from Young Justice.
Oh, that's why he sounded familiar.
He's also like another huge voice actor with a ton of stuff.
He really is. Yeah,
he's an amazing voice actor. Freaking Kid Flash and Forager to freaking Silco.
To fucking Silco, and that is where episode 1 ends.
Yeah. So after that first episode, what the hell were you thinking of this series? Where do you think this
we got a build up.
Of course,
and it started off strong.
I know. Great character introduction.
God damn,
amazing character introductions.
Like it wasn't just like a build up to something strong and then that's the intro. No, it just like said, hey, see this brick I have in my hand? I'm not going to give it to you gently before I throw another one at your face. No, I'm just going to take this brick and just chuck it at you immediately. It started heavy. You got to know that there's a top side. We didn't see much of the top side except for just enough to know that it's
very pretty.
Very, very top notch. You know that there's an underground city. We got introduced to all of the important characters who are totally going to live.
The top side, which was apparently called Piltover.
Yeah.
And then the bottom side, which is referred to as, I think it's just like the
underground. Yeah, it's just the Undercity. Right now it's just the Undercity.
Okay. Well, right, yeah, but
eventually people know this combined area is called Piltover and Zone.
Zone, yeah.
Or at least or I'm thinking of like, was it just one subsection called the lanes?
The lanes is what they call the lower part of the city, I believe.
Yeah.
The Undercity and the lane. The other half
but
of the city.
But it's part of Zon.
Zon, yeah.
Zon, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, holy crap. Like, I actually, like, even though he's a fucking douchebag, I even am okay with Milo. Because every group needs to have a douchebag character. Yeah, no, look.
Shit on.
Of course, he gets to get shit on by everybody. Like, he shits on Powder all the time, but then literally both Clagger and Vi are constantly shitting on him.
Yeah,
so
and hell, even in sometimes, we'll get to some of those later, even fucking Powder shits on him. I'm just sitting here like, oh my god. But, yeah, either way,
I like Vi as the gang leader. Everyone's like, the whole gang of kids are really fucking fast.
And I like how we actually got, like, some kind of fucking crime, like, some, Kingpin. I don't know why I was about to say Pinhead. Kingpin. Some Kingpin. Shut up. We got, like, he that's what, at least after this episode, Silco gave me vibes of, like, he's like an underground, like, crime lord
very slick
kind
and
of
very
thing.
Intimidating. Like, he was very cool.
Dude, and this is like a scrawny ass guy.
Yeah, he was very thick.
And he looked like, old.
Very
kind of old. Like, kind of, like, we're talking like middle-aged, kind of old, with maybe a few wrinkles.
Yeah, but he's still very sinister and very intimidating.
Yeah, he's fucking like intimidating as shit. And we saw Dave Bautista, this big old tattooed man. So you lay it on me. I know you have a few questions for me.
Well, I'm saying, what did you think of? Well, there's not too much to talk about yet. What do you think about Vi and Powder as characters?
I like their dynamic. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. A lot of people looking at you, DC. Does the whole orphan thing a few times.
Of course.
And of course, looking at you, Marvel, aka X-Men. The whole orphan trope.
Of course.
Like, orphans get done a lot. And by the way, it is a very sad thing. But they also do, like, the sisters gotta stick together, trope together. But I really like Vi and Powder's dynamic. Because no matter how thick things get, they always stick together.
Yeah.
They're practically inseparable. Why are you laughing?
No reason.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good.
But yeah, Vander's whole relationship with them is great. He's a great father to them. He's very kind and lesson-oriented with them. It's really cool.
You know, it's kind of funny. Yeah. With Vander being an actual fighter kind of thing, my first impression was I was going to think that it was going to be similar to Kratos and Atreus.
Oh, or you can
like where he's like a sort of father, but he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
But then I saw the scene where he's like, "Everyone get out! I need to talk to Vi," and he actually acted like a dad. I'm like, okay, he's not gonna do that. I don't know. Like, I guess it was because
really
he was. I think it was because he's like an actual fighter.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought he was gonna do like the whole Kratos to Atreus. But no, he's actually a very good father figure, and. He
actually gave him really good advice. And
gave really good advice. And he actually, like, there were some things that Vi, like, talked to him about where he actually was like, you know, he's like, yeah, I get it kind of thing. Like, he actually, like, it's like he wanted to say, yes, you're right in this whole thing. Like, and, like, agree with her. But you know, especially from the very beginning of the episode, at the very beginning of this the episode we just did, he's got some fucking baggage.
Oh yeah.
He's got some fucking baggage, and he
just
knows.
Side, so yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm kind of liking. I'm liking the fact that it's not just, you know, they're the main characters like these guys. No, they actually are doing it right, where they're giving them reasons why you should either A, like them, or in Milo's case, B, hate them.
There's like nothing redeeming about Milo whatsoever.
Now, by the way, for you, Matt.
Yeah.
The title card gets a pass, because it's a title card. But the one reason why I did the two is because, yes, this is going to be an ongoing trend for at least these episodes. I don't know if they're going to keep doing it. It throws me the fuck off when I am like into the story and I am focused on the story, and then some fucking modern pop rock song just pops in the middle of an episode.
Can they do that's the music that they have in that world. You see how modern the city looks, like compared to the other countries in Runeterra. They are an incredibly modern
look, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying, for some reason, I don't know why, but in my head, I'm watching this, and all of a sudden, fucking random music number in the middle.
Literally, like, fucking chem punk ass, fucking arcane punk, like, fucking... the aesthetic of the actual world is so, like, high-tech
again,
and, like...
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm not saying it's horrible. It just fucking throws me off.
Oh, yeah, what do you think of the music in general so far of this show? From the first episode? Like the,
first off,
song she was singing about the friend across the river at the beginning and all that other stuff. Yeah, it's like
London Bridge is falling down. No, but Imagine Dragons, Enemy.
Yeah,
a good choice for the title card.
Absolutely,
very good choice for the title card. And yes, I may not be a fan of, like, for some reason, I know in my head's you guys know from all the other episodes, my head is fucking weirder than his head. For some reason, it just never clicked that it made sense, and it kind of threw me out of the story. And I think that's the main reason why I hated it.
I was going to say that all the music in this series is made for this. It's not actual like pop songs. They're actually
I know
by artists for this show.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's just for some reason it like jolted me out of the story. Because like when I watch a show for the story, I get into the story, and when something it takes a bit. It takes a little bit to like actually throw me out of the story. And for some reason in this show it did it, and I hated it, and I was like, stop it.
No,
but even if it makes sense, I don't care. You threw me off. You threw me the fuck off.
It's fine.
But aside from that nitpick, we'll call it for lack of better terms, I really did think that this was a very, very strong first episode.
What was the second UG about?
Both of them were the same. That's why the first one was pretty much like a build-up to the second one, which is the main point. That's why I said the title card gets a pass.
Of course.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know why, but it just threw me off, and I really. Everyone has their thing. For me, that is not my thing. Even if it makes sense to the story, if it makes sense to the world, it threw me off, and I don't like it.
No, I get it.
But now before you even get here, my favorite and not favorite character as of right now
in episode 1,
and you know what? It's the first episode, so I'm allowed to include people that I want. I'm actually tied for my favorite character. Powder is my favorite. Is one of my favorite characters.
She's
because
very adorable.
no. Actually, it's because unfortunately, thanks to Milo's little hint, I know who she becomes.
Of course.
Yeah, I know who she becomes, and I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I just think. But also because she's the one who has to grow the most.
Yeah, she's so like she's good. She's nice. She's like for the most part.
She's the most pure out of all of them.
She's the most pure out of all of them.
But and like Chris mentioned earlier, she is like headstrong about her craft, and you have to give mad respect for that.
Of course.
Especially when you're an 8-year-old child. I don't know how old she actually is, but
slums,
in the slums, and she's trying her damnedest to make some explosives. You give her some fucking props. But the other character I'm tied for is fucking Grayson.
Yeah.
She's like. All she did was come in, talk,
chill,
leave. But I feel like she's just that secret badass character.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, something's gonna happen, and she's just gonna fucking...
She's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I like her. So, surprisingly enough, it's not Milo for my most hated character. Surprisingly enough, it's not Milo.
Who?
It's fucking Marcus.
Right, he really hasn't even done anything yet.
He tried the flex. He's
a
fucking tool. That's my first impression of Marcus. He's a goddamn tool. He's literally just there to be like, slums. They're all poor people. Man, fuck you guys. I'm like, shut the hell up, Kakarot.
I probably hate Milo more than anybody else. Milo really sucks.
See, like I said earlier, Milo, there's no going around it. He's a douche.
Yeah,
because he likes to, like, every time something goes wrong, he always has the scapegoat, a.k.a. Powder. He's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
But he's just only slightly, I'm talking like maybe a millimeter from the line of being an unlikable douchebag. The only saving grace he has is everyone else is like, dude, shut the fuck up. And every once in a while, he does get a good quip out.
Oh yeah, he can be occasionally funny, but
he can be. Yeah, but and that's when I realized after this episode, I knew Milo was going to be the fucking comic relief air quotes character. But yeah, if I have to give a good runner up for favorite, definitely Vi.
Vi's great
because oh no, Vi and Powder being the main characters. What? No, but I want to see where she what she grows into because I don't know anything about the game except for some of these characters are in the game.
Yeah, that's all I know. Knowing if you actually out of context, if you actually know where characters are going to end up, it's extra weird because I don't want to spoil actual because not even at the end of the series. If you watch all these episodes, you wouldn't know where Vi is going to end up. In actual League canon, her actual stance and what she's actually doing at that point is really you will not fucking get it. It's so weird. But we'll get there when we get there.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Favorite and least favorite character from episode 1.
Oh boy.
Difficult, ain't it?
Yeah. Vi and Powder are both fantastic characters. I love their dynamic. Their sisterly bond, at least for now. Cough, cough.
I don't know what any of that means. Disclaimer, I actually do because it's not like we're doing all 3 episodes or something. Anyway, go on.
But I like them both. I guess if I had to choose one, it's probably Powder because she's trying her best. She genuinely cares for Vi and wants to be contributing to the team and perform robberies and heists just like everybody else.
Yeah,
making nail bombs for people.
Making nail bombs in case people get on their nerves.
She that's right. She even gives her bombs cute designs and even names them.
Yeah, she has her art is everywhere all over the place.
Yeah, and she apparently also was responsible for jerry rigging up. I guess we don't get into that until the next episode. But they have a little arcade.
Yeah, she's very good.
She set up the shooting booth. Well, pretty much by herself, which is amazing. She's 8-10 years old, and she's a fucking genius.
Oh yeah, she's doing an insane amount of work.
Dude, she is a technological marvel for an 8-year-old.
Oh yeah, she's really really good.
But what about the hated character, Chris?
Least favorite.
At least right now.
Okay, least favorite.
Just in episode 1.
Probably Silco. Surprise, surprise.
Really?
Really?
I know he's supposed to be the big bad evil guy. He's the main antagonist, but it's so it's more so confirmed in episode 2, but it's highly alluded to in episode 1, where he's making that serum. He literally kills his own cat. Trying to you know what? Out,
of course.
And then decides to force this thug who apparently works for him, I guess.
Yeah.
Just feed him the serum to assumedly turn him into some big brute.
Yeah.
No, you know what? That makes sense with Chris. I hate Silco. Why? Because he killed his own cat.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that may or may not be singed to is gonna be a fucking huge fucking monster later. Not even in this show, but in the actual League canon, he's a fucking monster.
Decker was an asshole. He could have just as easily been he stops the kids and be like, hey, why don't you give us a little taste of that haul you got there?
Yeah, he started off as an asshole.
I mean, yeah, and then wife's just how about we don't? And I'm just sitting there thinking, you could easily just avoid all of this and just, let them pass through and not be assholes. But
but this is the slums. You're in hard turf.
Yeah,
they're not bothering anybody. You're getting in their business.
I know.
You can go fuck off.
They gotta fight for scraps in the slums.
Oh my god, Chris.
Yeah.
Deckard was a Steagle because you were stop it now. No, but seriously, it's just Deckard's some fucking rando guy who's just you're in our turf. I'm okay, that's all he's gonna get is he's there's a whole thing with people being my turf, your turf kind of thing. That's all I thought. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he was Silco's just so give me a reason why I shouldn't fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and Claggor is sort of the voice of reason. Milo's just an asshole. But yeah, no, Silco literally kills his own cat, trying to test the serum.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so any other in between episode questions?
Well, I was gonna say no because most of my stuff I want to talk about is probably gonna be in the next episode.
All right. Well then, let's get to the second part of
second episode of part 1.
Yeah, sorry, second episode of part 1. Some mysteries are better left unsolved.
Yeah.
We start off with, well,
back in Piltover.
Yeah, back in Piltover, where we see, remember that guy who was like trying to get into his own room?
Yeah, we see him.
Yeah, we actually see him.
We immediately find out his name is Jace.
Yep, his name is
with
Jace.
His young assistant, Caitlin, whose family is paying for his research.
Yep.
The family.
We just start off with him talking to Caitlin, Jace talking to Caitlin, like, hey, blah blah blah, science and stuff.
He's like, hey, careful with that equipment. That's your parents' money you're dropping there, and it's being silly and playful. Yeah, and then it gets to his door.
Goes to his door, unlocks it, tries to open it. He's like, wait, no. He goes to unlock it, and he's like, hears some sounds. He's like, hey,
hello?
is someone there?
Starts knocking on the door, and then eventually he hears a more rumbling, tries to shove through the door, and then he tries to kick it, and they explode. The explosion.
He goes to kick the door, and he got met with an explosion.
Yeah. So he caused the explosion, clearly.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
of course. He kicks the door too hard.
This is when we do a smash cut to a weird flashback to a location that is not disclosed. It could either be the Freljord or Mount Targon.
Yeah. So we go to a snowy area.
Yeah,
where
we see
a young Jace with his
mom.
His mom. His mom's not moving. Like,
we see her fingers are like very frostbitten.
Well, right. Yes, we see that, and honestly, I saw her, and I'm like, wow, his another orphan. Go figure. Like that's what I thought. And because snow everywhere, it's like white out bad. Yeah. Little boy with his mother on the ground, not even moving.
Yeah, she's like,
and he's just yelling out for help and everything. And then you see this weird, like, masked, hooded, staff wielding guy who just looks at him.
Hands and fingers are tattooed with runes.
Runes everywhere. Doesn't even say a word. And all he does is he literally does magic. Like, no,
a huge, gigantic, awesome 2D, beautiful 2D animation, fucking crazy spell.
Yeah, lightning spell, and it just literally teleports all three of them.
Yeah,
and to the point where his mom actually returns back from weird frostbitten, and we're talking. We go from whiteout snow to beautiful green pastures, nice and warm,
they're nice and safe, and they're back somewhere safe. And we see also a big zoom out of the planet of Runeterra for a second. We do see the actual continents and everything like that.
And then as all that's happened, we just
we'll zoom back in and we see that man does hands a little tiny crystal thing to Jace.
Just hands him a tiny crystal and then leaves.
Yeah,
again,
just walks
no
off.
Words.
Yeah,
just walks away like a phantom.
Very crazy thing to happen, and then he wakes up and we see Jace is in a prison cell.
Yeah, not yet in the prison cell. He's actually in the
holy chamber.
No, he's actually in his room because there's explosion, because the enforcers are there looking through everything, and Grayson's like, what's this?
You're right.
Yeah, what's this thing here? You're not supposed to have.
You have a whole lot of illegal equipment in this research facility. He's like, I was doing research for the school. And it's like, well, are you? Because we see another person who we later find out is Victor, saying, you're doing research for the school, but, none of this stuff is allowed. What's all this stuff doing here?
Yeah, right.
I see a lot of weird equipment without permits.
Yeah, he says also, we're supposed to, and he's, telling people, hey, don't touch that, leave that alone, it's dangerous. We see his little contraption.
And, just to note, the other guy, who's going to be later known as Victor, he is a kind of sickly man who has to use a cane. He has to use a cane to walk.
Yeah, Grayson and him are kind of questioning him, and then Victor says, well, I'm the professor's assistant, and it's my job to...
Sorry. No. He doesn't say he's the professor's assistant. He says he's Professor Heimerdinger's assistant. Sorry, name drop right there for all of you who played League of Legends.
Of course, yeah, and he says, I'm just supposed to take everything that's dangerous in, including you, and he gives him handcuffs. I think Grayson, has handcuffs for him. He's like,
and then he goes to the prison cell.
Yeah.
And that's when we see the shortest, fluffiest man in the entire goddamn world. Okay, look,
Professor Heimerdinger.
Okay. First off, when I heard Heimerdinger, I'm gonna level with you. I thought of like, you know, a dwarven man.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because, you know, it's fantasy sci-fi. Mm-hmm. They're using like machines and like some kind of magic maybe.
Of course,
so I was expecting like a stocky dwarf man to walk in, you know, nice as all get out and everything. I get this tiny, really fuzzy man who's jovial and jolly, and I'm like, you're Heimerdinger. No. Now, here's before we go any further, what is he?
Heimerdinger is a Yordle. And Yordles
answer that question.
I know. They are a long-lived little furry race that take on the traits of whatever country or continent they are from or they are located in. There are several they're also all magic. They also could presumably live almost indefinitely. And if they are killed, they just pop back into their weird little magic city called Bandle City, where they just come like leave in every time they want. They're a weird magic little elf-like race who just exists in League of Legends.
Me looks at the audience, and yet somehow even though he legit answered the question legitimately, that still didn't answer my question for some reason. Because you answered the question, and yet I'm still sitting here like equations, math, looking like
because they're pretty much like weird little like. Personality-wise, are like cartoonish versions of whatever country or location that they are in. And so, like, any ones that are in super bad areas are really fucking bad, and any ones who are in really advanced or heroic areas are really advanced and heroic and stuff like that. So they do, like, take on the personalities of whatever country they're from. And there are a number of, like, League of Legends heroes that are just...
So it's like Blue Eyes Toon Dragon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They're like
back on track. Back on track.
Now I'm just imagining Heimerdinger in, like, a fucking, like, Santa Claus elf outfit.
I mean, yeah, dude, you literally give him a Santa outfit, and he would be tiny Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Like seriously, we're talking like we're talking like as if Albert Einstein had a fucking fro,
he has a huge
and like
mustache.
literally, and it just connects to his giant mustache and beard kind of thing.
Yeah,
like you all you see of him is his eyes, his nose, and maybe sometimes his mouth. Yeah, the rest is fucking hair.
It's just a huge mustache.
But back on task.
Yeah, but he tells him, well, you're in prison, but you can imprison the body, but not the mind. What a conundrum. He's just being very goofy and silly.
Very goofy, silly.
And it's just like, so what were you trying to do? And he says, like, I was trying to harness magic. And then you see him kind of like serious up for a second. Like, no, you're not going to do that. Don't do that.
No, look, I get it. We're scientists and we're supposed to, figure things out. But yeah, no, you don't do that. Yeah. And of course,
I think he does mention that like this city was founded to escape not have magic, so
something like that.
It's very important. Later. They'll go over it later in the.
And of course, Jace is like, but what are you talking about? I mean, don't you want to know most of the secrets? And of course, that's when Heimerdinger is like, some mysteries are better left unsolved. Yeah, the title card. How about that? But he's just like, okay. So here's what's gonna happen. Yeah. You're gonna go before the council. Stand before the council. I'm going to advise you.
You're going to admit that you are a loony. You'll get out with a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, quite literally. Yeah, he's like, you're going to say, everything went wrong, and everything's going to be fine. You're not going to mention magic. Don't mention magic.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't say that to the
Don't say I was harnessing magic.
Yeah, I was trying to do something.
Okay, have fun.
Yeah,
and then
we cut to the gang of kids at the weird arcade thing.
Yeah, the weird arcade thing.
We see a really cool punch machine that Vi is just flexing on. Vi
flexing on.
Just
wow,
getting all the high scores.
Yeah, it's just like completely ranking up all the scores, just dodging all these insanely, really beautifully animated things like these punches.
And then of course, they're all like chit chatting and stuff, and it's like Milo's like, hey, like Milo is like at the shooting range kind of thing. Hey, so yeah, next time we go on a mission, I think we can leave Powder behind.
Yeah, of course.
Because don't get me wrong, she's great and all, but she's just gonna slow us down. Immediately, Powder rolls her eyes, literally bullseyes every fucking target.
Yeah.
Looks directly at Milo and gives him like the what?
Yeah,
like arms spread out like what?
And if I'm not mistaken, the punching machine that Vi was punching on, I think that like the primary head target is actually drawn to look like Milo.
It is. Yes, it is. I forgot about that. Like, because it has like a little flippy thing because it kind of has targets like on the shooting range. But every time it flips around, it's just fucking either a target or Milo's face. And of course, as they're also chit chatting, Visal's like, "Hey, Vander says we gotta lay low, because." enforcers never come down here. Enforcers never come down here. I mean, except for that one time that Krieger told us, where they literally came and talked to Vander for some reason.
Yeah, but besides that, they should be fine. And when we see outside Marcus and a gang of random enforcers,
Marcus, I hate him,
harassing the people of the city, and then we see Wendy just like spit on them, which was really funny.
Which is funny because literally, as if on cue, blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden everyone's just like everyone in the arcade thing hears this and they look at it and they're like, oh shit, the enforcers are here. Yeah. And then of course the one guy spits on the shoe and literally you just see Marcus just sigh a little bit, and then the next scene you get is just like, okay, and boom, right through the window. And then of course they all have to hide.
Yeah, they all start diving and running, and then I think he does try to chase after them, and they chase him down an alley. They run up a ladder. They do barely escape Marcus, who almost pulls out his gun and shoots at them.
Yeah, and then we also see, I think it doesn't Echo help him out.
Yeah, eventually Echo tells him he gives him a ladder that they climb out of, and then he tells him hey, follow me. And then she says, you got to make sure you hide those powders, and Powder's like, yeah, no shit, hide the crystals.
Powder's just Vice is like, hey, remember that secret we talked about? Make sure nobody sees it. And Powder's just like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, no shit. And this is when we cut to Counselor Mel Medarda, who's poring over some puzzles and things.
Is she important?
Yeah,
I mean, in the actual video game.
I can't spoil that, because she may or may not be related to a character named Rel. Who may be, because they some similar things about the characters. She might be like a relative. But
I love it because Mel's like, oh, look at all these puzzle boxes.
Yeah, she also says she's trying to go over and over. So they mentioned They mentioned the Pharaoh's family, who is a very important character from the game. But they say the Pharaoh's family are kind of fussing over some kind of important thing, and all the other things going on. She also mentions her assistant says, oh, well, you're the richest person in Piltover. And she says, yeah, but I'm the poorest Medarda. Which is just pay attention to that. That's important.
Yeesh. I may be the richest in the city, but I'm still the poorest of my family. Huh?
Oh, yeah. How does that work? This city seems so well off.
And then, I love it because as this is happening, because it's Mel and her, secretary.
Yeah.
She's like, I want that puzzle box right there. The shopkeeper's like, that's a children's toy. You know that, right? And she's like, perfect.
Yeah, she also says, well, so what's this trial today? It's about some kind of crazy scientist. Let's see if that's something interesting. Well, who cares? As she heads off to the meeting. But then we cut to Caitlin's family. We see her parents discussing Jason how to defend him for this weird thing that's going down.
Right, yeah. And because this is you actually see, because you already know he has patrons for his work.
Yep.
And this is just a scene saying, hey, this is the
We're his patrons. We're going to try to defend him. We're worried about him.
Yeah, that's literally all this quick thing is. But then we go back to the last drop.
Yeah.
And,
we see a woman named Savika telling Vander that they need to fight back against the upper city, and they're saying he's continuing to tell them no. We see the guy who was thrown through the window earlier saying, you're just trying to protect your stupid kids, and then you're just like, hey man, dude, we gotta keep low. We cannot let the upper city people find out what we're doing, and we'll be dead, because it's not gonna work out. Trust me.
Yeah, and then even Vander's kids are like, dude, let's fight, come on.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we're not going to.
Yeah, in private, he has a private conversation with them, and he tells them just no, lay low, we're not going to fight back, don't worry about it. And what's going on? And Echo's kind of just like, eh.
Yeah, Echo is kind of having a sussy, not sussy kind of face.
Yeah.
And it pretty much Vi pressures Vander into revealing that he's got to deal with the enforcers kind of thing. And Vi is understandably pissed off about this.
Yeah, pissed off and also a little bit confused.
Yeah, confused and pissed.
Yep.
And then, of course,
cut back to the council. After that, we just cut right back to the counselors, where we finally meet all the Piltover and stuck-up rich
oh my god, this is hilarious. Yeah, we see, let's see, we have, Mel was her name?
Mel Medarda.
We have Mel, we have Heimerdinger, we have,
the Kiraman.
Counselor, Kiraman.
Yeah, we have...
Haskell.
We have these two other, asshole-ish ones who she gives the puzzle box. One she gives the puzzle box to.
To Haskell, actually.
Yeah, and she's this thing's fascinating. He's just playing with
this right here is only for the most genius of mine. Thank you. And then we have Shula, Salo, and Bulbok.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to gush a little bit.
Yeah.
Bulbok.
Yeah, he's incredibly cool design. they're not really clear what his race is, but they may be related to this weird Ionian,
Yeah, okay. Dude, I fucking love his design. He's literally a robot man.
Yeah, he has a crazy cool design.
But anyway, so it's just alright, they do all this pomp and circumstance to make it look like the sunny days, actually spotlights and everything.
Yeah,
and they're here's the trial of Jason to explain your shit.
Yeah.
And Jason's look,
it was a dangerous experiment, and it didn't work out well. Then, the Kiramans are well, don't worry, he's very smart, we trust him. But then the other two assholes are just this guy seems like a crazy idiot, he blew up something, he can't be useful, fuck him, let's abandon him.
Yeah, fuck him, let's abandon him, because, we need to punish him or something, and, it literally has, where everyone's talking in the council, and Jason's so much noise is and then he just, blurts out, and, I was trying to harness magic.
And everything stops, and Heimerdinger's just silently God damn you, boy.
Seriously!
Yeah, he's so
seriously the look he gives. He's just boy, what did I fucking say? What did I just say to you?
Yeah, he just looks at him completely pissed off, but then they say I'm vaguely interested magic. What are you talking about? You have to be born. They actually go into it. You have to be born with magical ability. And they say that purposely this city was founded to escape the warmongering of mages, which is also very important to this plot line. And then they say Bobak says that his people were almost killed by almost wiped out by magic.
And as we say, Heimerdinger actually brings up that he witnessed something like this before.
He says specifically he's referencing the Rune War, which is an important event in the history of Runeterra.
Yeah.
But he says he shows a whole giant this crazy wizard above a city blowing up some huge giant explosion, and he's saying yes, this is bad and it's going to be awful. Do not do this. It's going to be they go into a whole bunch of stuff about it because
And it's funny because immediately they were going to just straight up be you're exiled from all of Piltover.
Yeah, they actually say, the Bobak specifically says, this is one important line I want to talk about at the end of the episode, he says the ethos is clear, he must be banished if he's going to be doing this, which means that I was curious why, how magic users are viewed in Piltover and Zone, because, well, I'll go over it at the end of the episode.
Wait, the ethos?
He says the ethos is clear, meaning the rules for the city.
Oh, the ethos.
So magic users are apparently banned from the city.
Yeah, and he's we're going to ban him from the city. But then a lady, who turns out to be his mom, is look.
Also, she has 2 gold fingers on her hand.
Yeah, two gold fingers.
It's crazy. He's not in his right mind. Let him come home.
Yeah, and then they're okay.
Heimerdinger's look, he needs to have punishment.
Yeah.
And technically, exile is what the punishment is. However, I know about a mother's plea. I know about being a young parent
man who wants to change the world. Yeah.
Being a young man who wants to change the world, doing some crazy shenaniganery, and I understand that the mom would be heartbroken.
Yeah.
So we won't banish him from Piltover, but he's never allowed to step foot in the academy ever again.
Yep.
And of course, it's just Jace is heartbroken.
Of course,
and
absolutely
in the crowd, actually during this, we do see that one guy who's later revealed as Victor, kind of looking inquisitively. Ever since he brought up magic, Victor is just kind of thing, rather than everyone else.
Yeah, he's vaguely interested in what's going on.
But then we are going to...
Oh, but they say you will be remanded to the care of your parents, and you'll be banished from so they do send him off with the almost vote, because Mel tricks the guy that she gave the award, the toy to, and also the Kiramans all say, vote for him. Yes, just kick him out of the school and send him back. So it was a very close thing, but he almost was banished.
He was really, really close to being banished. But no, he is now confined to his home.
Yeah.
And he's not allowed to be in the academy ever again.
Yeah, and this is when we cut to a quick scene of Silco meeting Marcus and telling him that he knows who's behind it.
Marcus is a tool, and I will never stop saying that.
Yeah, but he quickly goes over, it's these 4 idiot kids who belong to Vander. That's who's behind this crazy shit.
And Silco's I know it's 4 kids. And, maybe we can cut a deal,
Yeah, and that's the end of that scene. We cut back to Jace with his mom saying, remember everyone...
Jace is just why did you do it? And his mom's just look, you were literally going to be kicked out and put into the slums. I had to do something to save you.
Mom, you were magic literally saved your life.
Yeah.
And she's that don't talk crazy. You can't do magic.
Yeah.
And we notice, actually, we failed to mention this a few times.
Oh, he still has it.
Yeah, he still has that orb, the thing
rune,
with the rune thing. It's actually on like it's on a cuff on his arm.
A cuff on his arm.
Like, and then as she's like, "Mom, I need your help."
We see also a little picture of you said you wanted to be a hero. Well, we can find something else to do, and we see you can work in a factory, and we do see a little drawing of He-Man as a kid of him like with a giant hammer being a superhero, like.
Which then after that we cut to Heimerdinger like. He was a great mind, but, now we're going to have to get rid of everything. Like, literally, they're going to, destroy everything. Victor, make sure you lock up here. We'll dispose of this tomorrow. And as Heimerdinger's leaving, Victor literally looks at the book of Jace's notes and just, pockets it.
Hell yeah.
And then locks up.
Yep, and this is when we cut back to another quick scene of Soko and Deckard going over the just being more intimidating evilness from Soko. But then he does eventually say, hey, I'm going to convince you to take this. You need to take this weird shimmer stuff. It's going to make you more powerful.
Yeah, that's right. We actually get a name drop on the serum. It's called Shimmer. And he's like, yeah, so here's the thing. This stuff right here?
Yeah, I'll make you more powerful.
It'll make you more powerful. No, it's going to kill me. I can't do it. Now, you want to know the funny thing about power?
Yeah.
It's not something you're just born with.
Yeah, you don't have to go
power is something that you get over time, and it's not from saying no.
Yeah, it's just literally it's not from who's the strongest or the smartest or who's the most clever. It's just whoever's willing to do whatever they can to take the power.
Yeah.
And so he does eventually get the guy to drink it.
Deckard just says pretty much is fuck it, drinks it, and then you see he's kind of changing.
Yeah, turns into a weird purple veiny monster dude. But
the thing that Chris said. How about that? And
in my notes, I call him mutated Doug.
Yeah, pretty much.
We cut to Jace
looking at the ruins of his apartment.
Yeah. No, actually, this is when he's at the Kira.
Oh yeah, he shows up to Caitlin,
and he's like, yeah, he and Caitlin are talking, and Caitlin's just like, yeah, my parents don't really, trust you anymore. They don't really fund you anymore, and they say you're kind of a weirdo. And it's pouring down rain, mind you. And Jace is like, so why are you out here? She's just like, I'm a bit of a weirdo too.
Yeah.
And Caitlin, come on in. Get away from that scum.
Yeah, he's kind of like, I do believe in my project. And she's like, well, too bad.
Yeah, he's like, look, I just wanted to apologize. And she's like, you've done quite enough, thanks.
Yeah. As he kind of just brings her daughter in, and they kind of leave him in the dust.
And then we go actually to Grayson and Marcus.
Talking to the council about what happened.
He's like, yeah, so here's a follow-up of everything that's going on.
Yeah, the council will say, this talk of magic is making people nervous. You need to find out who's responsible down there in the slums and bring them to the city immediately.
Yeah, and even Bolbach himself is just like, yeah, you're probably going to have to turn the entire underground upside down.
Yeah, take care of it. And they're just like, okay.
So, then we cut to literally Marcus with a bunch of enforcers.
Yeah, tumble at the last drop.
Going to the last drop, and Marcus doing what he does worse, a.k.a. being a tool.
Yeah, trying to flex on Vander.
And flexing on Vander, while Vander's just, not impressed at all.
Yeah, completely on it. But then also he does he's like, hey, you want a drink? He reaches under the table, hits a button to warn the kids who are down.
I love it so much because he hits a button, and, this whole, what's it called? The contraption where it, does the marble and everything like
Rube
that.
Goldberg machine?
Yeah, it's like a Rube Goldberg machine, and it ends with, a cymbal monkey, ting, 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 ting. And once they hear the fucking monkey, they all are like, shit, we gotta hide.
Yeah, as soon as the enforcer comes downstairs, they are all hidden. They're literally hiding in the rafters. While...
Yeah, and it's it's one of those tense scenes where enforcer's like, where are you? And no one's talking. Powder almost slips, but then it's and it's I say it's the right amount because it's not just, hey, is anyone here? No, leaves. They actually drag it,
walk around,
just
look for
slightly. Oh, even the ending part when he's just about to close the door. I'm like, they drag it just slightly long enough for it not to overstay its welcome and for it to be suspenseful.
Yeah.
But long and short of it, Powder does stay up there long enough.
Yeah. What's kind of funny though is that the moment he closes the door, Powder falls down.
Yeah, exactly.
And he just doesn't hear that.
Right. I actually half expected the moment door closes, boom. Oh, wow, that hurt. Door open again. I actually was half expecting that.
Oh, yeah.
But it didn't happen. Close. And then, of course, just looks at Marcus and just...
Marcus eventually,
Marcus is like, I will find... Oh, sorry. Man of Steel. That horrible Superman movie. The first,
I will find him!
I will find him! That's pretty much Marcus right now. I will find them!
Yeah, just being shitty, and Vander's just like, fuck off. And
Vander's just like, dude, fuck off.
Yeah, but after that, he goes down and sees the kids and tells them, "Hey, everyone okay?" And they're saying, "We gotta fight back. We can't let the upper city do this to us. They're being huge assholes." And then he's just like, "No, you guys don't understand." So then he takes Vi to the Bridge of Progress, which is what they call the bridge between Piltover and the other city.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Vi is like, "Dude,
yeah, we
really,
need to fight back."
We need to." Like, she being assertive, and she's like, "All right, we're going on a field trip. Let's go." No, just Vi. No, we're going on a field trip. Let's go.
Yeah. And Meisho tells her about how, like, he's seen people try to fight back before, and it can cost people their whole lives, and it's not worth it. You can't fight them back. You need to make a deal with them to protect everyone you can.
No one wins in war.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yes, exactly.
Yeah, your parents would still be alive if there wasn't this awful.
Yeah, if it wasn't for me, because we find out he's like, yeah, I led everyone here in the underground for this, and if it wasn't for me doing that, your parents probably would still be alive.
Yeah.
And after that, another very good fatherly talk. We cut to the part you were thinking.
Yeah, with Jace in the apartment building,
just looking through just like stuff, and just like all sad shit.
Literally, like just completely giving up on life, almost like ready to just.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's about to jump in. Of course, Victor. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just like
you really believe this can work? And he's just like, I absolutely do.
He's like, yeah. Look, I got nothing. I have no book. I have no anything. He's like, Victor's like about that.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's just something else you're missing. It looks like, in theory, and on paper, it looks like it can work, but I don't think you need to hold back.
Yeah.
It's like, we need to crank it up, and I love that because he's like, yes, you need to. How did you say crank it up?
Yeah, crank it, which might be a reference to another thing with Victor and another lead character named Blitzcrank. That might be a reference.
Oh yeah, it's just crank it. Wait. And Jason's like, wait. You actually think that this can work? And Victor's like, yeah, I think it can. I actually support this shit.
What about the academy? They're like all mad at me and stuff. And then the next line from Victor is fantastic. Like, when you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
Yeah. There are so many of those lines, so many lines that you could actually apply in real life, and they're true. And then of course, Chase is like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't. Yeah, it's like I don't even. And by the way, I don't even know. Like, you're helping me with all this. I don't even know your name, and this is when we actually get.
Yeah, it's Victor, which is supposed to be a huge drop because where Victor ends up in the series is also very dramatic from what you see from this character now. Mm-hmm. No, not just I don't mean justice. I mean the actual in League. Like
I know. He was one of the unfortunate ones that I researched.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm not gonna say anything about it. Because we go back to Vi returning to the last drop, and then Powder is
just like, I got a new bomb's like, oh, these are definitely gonna work this time. He's like, yeah, I'm sure they will. Hey, I got you the rabbit. He gives her the rabbit, saying like, hey, I wanted to get this for you, and she's kind of like giving a kind of a farewell, like goodbye, like kind of like, hey, I really care about you. And it's just like,
it's funny, we go from Vi, hey, to sis, what's going on, to she just knows.
Yeah, something bad's gonna happen.
And then, of course,
we see Grayson reprimanding Marcus for going down there and starting trouble with Vander again, like an idiot. She's just like
a goddamn tool.
Like, don't you do that? We gotta finances. We know who did it.
Yeah. Marcus is like, dude, we know who did it. We just gotta get him out.
He's like, you can't start a war with the people at the other city. That's gonna be terrible. And that's when the little
the little cylinder thing. Yeah. And she's like, we might be able to fix your mistake.
Yeah,
I'm going, not you.
Yep, and this is when we get the scene with the song I really love. That song, Our Love. I love the song at the end of this episode. We see Powder.
See, at least in this scene, it makes sense because you actually see the record playing.
Yeah, and it's also it sounds like a very old song. It was actually like I said, made for this show.
And it's funny because you see like a very depressed Powder laying on the bar with the rabbit, and Vander. Oh my God, Vander just this entire scene. No words. Yeah. It's just like Vander walks in, sees her all down and depressed, kind of has like that I got you covered kind of smirk, makes her a special kind of drink.
In a specific cup with her drawing on top of it.
In a specific cup with like a straw and everything. And, Powder just kind of whatever. Meh. And, Vander raises an eyebrow huh? Looks down, looks down, sees the rabbit and is just like,
we also we keep intercutting between the ton of the enforcers walking into the Undercity again. As they do finally just start going through doors and walking down the streets, we see Vi in a room just sitting on her chair, just completely depressed in front of a door. And then we do finally see the door open, and we don't see what happens.
Yep, that's where the episode ends.
So you're kind of surprised. Yeah.
That's where the episode ends.
So, yeah. I love this episode. This is my favorite episode of part 2, I think, maybe.
I like it.
Because I won't say it actually introduces Jace, it introduces Heimerdinger, introduces the council.
It introduces a lot of... We're in the first episode, you got introduced to a lot of the bottom dwellers.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you actually get introduced to some of the topsiders.
Yeah,
including the council, including Caitlyn, Jace,
Mel, Victor. I mean, everybody's so funny. I love all these characters too.
Jacob, Jingo, Heimerdinger.
Yeah. I love this. It's so fast. And also finding out the ethos of Magic, because like I know a lot of people, like non-League people, watch this series and thinking like, oh, so like Magic's not around in like League of Legends or whatever, and it's like, no, it's literally just this tiny little city. Everywhere else, there is. It's literally like fucking Dungeons and Dragons ass. Literally, dragons, trolls, magic, wizards, necromancy, all kinds of super magic all over the place. Except for this city specifically, it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's technologically advanced. This is like a bizarre little outlier in the actual whole planet of this thing.
By the way, I was gonna say. by the way, sorry if you hear a little hissing. I am like actually listening to him, but I am also thirsty.
But yeah, it's like there's tons of all classic like Dungeons and Dragons ass magic stuff outside of this specific city, and it's just very bizarre.
Yeah, see, I always thought that. See, it's funny that you say D&D because before this episode, I actually figured that this city was going to be like full of artificy. Like magic and technology.
Yeah.
But with like Heimerdinger and the council and everything like that, no. Magic is illegal.
Yeah, and they also say they mentioned this. His hex tech theory is the theory he's
trying to... Tech, yes, that's right.
Yeah, he's going to try to use magic to make technology, which is like, that's one of the things that's different, because the hex tech we'll eventually see is, important and stuff, but like in the actual game lore and stuff like that, like hex tech was around, and Jace just figured out how to harness it better from this point forward.
Yeah, he pretty much figured out how to improve it.
Yeah, but in this world, it's like, no, there was no hex tech before this, and there's no magic allowed in the city whatsoever.
Yeah, and so in this universe, he literally was the founder of it.
Yep, and I believe that, like, the whole ethos of, like, no magic users, because I was curious, because, like, magic users are just naturally born. So I was like, why aren't there more just, like, random magic users around the city? And I'm assuming, there's probably, they're
and then you find out it's because magic is illegal. I'm like, that's silly, but...
Well, honestly, that's a much better scenario than another major continent country called Demacia, where, like, magic users are imprisoned and tortured and all kinds of other stuff because it's anti-magic, and it's
fair.
It's a much that's a place I hope they go to in the sequel series, because there's an incredibly important and really cool story dynamic in it. But finding out that magic users are just expelled from the city, and that's why there's no like casual magic users like there are in other places.
So of all the new characters in this one, first off, I like how they, you got a glimpse of, the top side and how fucking posh they are.
Yeah, of course.
Like, there's I can't think of a different word for it. They're just fucking posh.
Yeah.
But you also get to see, the whole dynamic with magic.
Yeah.
And, how Jace is like, I really want to. And, even Heimerdinger, a magical being.
Yeah.
Who is on the council.
Yeah.
And the dean of the academy. You see where I'm getting with this? You see where I'm getting with this, folks? Anyway,
he's actively anti-magic, though. He specifically says.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But you get to see all that, and you get to see like some kind of bond forming between him and Victor. You see, things are still hunky dory in the underground.
Yeah.
When I say hunky dory, I mean fucked.
Yeah, everyone's being abused by the police state out there.
At least I can be glad that I'm not disappointed that Marcus is still a tool.
Marcus
he did not fail to impress, because all I think about him is being a tool, and he is doing just that, and I'm happy for this.
I was going to say, from what we've seen so far, the small amount of the Upper City people, who's your favorite Upper City character? Piltover. Yeah, okay, Chris, who do you like in the Upper City people we've met so far?
Man. I mean, like, I appreciate Jace and Victor for, like, trying something new, like, or specifically Jace for trying to, to like, follow his research and innovation and passion. even if no one except Victor believes in him. And then, of course, Victor, for not only believing in him, but actually actively encouraging him to continue his research, even though he's like, or Jace is, on thin ice and likely to get arrested if he tries to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And people know about it. So, like, they're both great.
And also I love Heimerdinger's, like, the whole thing about his, like, personality is very funny and silly. Like, he is. Yeah,
Heimerdinger is also great for, I guess, different reasons. Like, he tries to be another voice of reason. Like, he's generally, like, understanding. I'd say, like, he's more rational. Mm-hmm. I can certainly appreciate that. And, like, based on his own experience, like, magic is terrible and awful, and I guess being in a city founded on magic should not exist here. I suppose, like, it makes sense that he would, be totally against all of this. But trying to change, Jace is trying to change the world, and, you gotta respect that. He genuinely believes that he's on the cusp of a discovery, a breakthrough.
So what you're saying, Chris, is he gotta believe. For me, it is quite a toss-up. Because Jace, I mean, he's trying his damnedest, and he's a main character, clearly, from what you just said. So something's gonna give. Victor, I don't know much about him. I want to see where his character goes. That's where he interests me the most. But let's face it, fucking Heimerdinger, man. First off, how can you not just smirk after just saying Heimerdinger?
Yeah, but also looking at him is adorable.
No, it's not even that. He's fucking smart.
Big bushy mustache, and he has his mouth is there, but
you see it.
But you almost what you see is almost exclusively his mustache moving around.
Yeah, and it's just so cute. That weird white caterpillar on his face. But it's not even just that, because his design is crazy, and I am all for that crazy design. But I like the fact that you have to have someone who knows. Don't do this shit.
Yeah.
And he's like literally the guy who's literally lived longer than any of those council members probably combined.
Yeah, of course.
With the exception of the fucking robot man.
Yeah.
And he's just like, dude, no, you shouldn't do this. But he's also a good guy. I don't think there is an evil bone in that man's body.
Yeah, he's very, very kind. But we'll get some more character development for him later in the series. But for currently, he's very. But my favorite probably is Mel, because you don't know if she's a villain or not yet.
Right.
She was vaguely like she was like tricking that one counselor, but then she was kind of just like, is she on the fence? Is she good?
She's very shifty.
Yeah.
Like, at one point you think she's going to be for one side, and then she kind of 180s a little bit.
It's very...
And I will say, of all the people who I'm most interested in, yes, Victor's a close second, but the one I'm most curious about is Mel.
Yeah.
Because she likes to shift a lot, but there's a cunning. I can't believe I'm saying this, Matt, but she literally reminds me of a good version of one of your fucking D&D characters.
Well, yeah, we'll meet the typical version of one of my characters in relation to her later, I'm sure. But yeah, she's a really fascinating character. And I love her whole dynamic.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I know.
There's too many characters that I could say that I didn't like.
I know, but I just love the dynamic of the hex tech and all that stuff, and it's just figuring out what's
it was fascinating. And like you said, like the ethos about magic in this thing, just magic in general, and just like the whole the technological aspect of this city and how they stand, how they're I guess, for lack of better terminology, governing system, because I feel like the council is like.
We haven't even talked about the whole obvious police state metaphor symbolism of the enforcers going into the Undercity all the time and
that was obvious.
Yeah, it's an incredibly important plot point of how shitty the police are to these poor people, and it's just really fascinating to watch.
And again, I already stated this, but I'm going to say it again. I'm still happy That Marcus is a goddamn fool.
Marcus sucks.
Look, I mean, this is episode 2. You'd like to think that maybe my opinions have shifted. Maybe there's a worse.
Oh no, I'm sure it'll get better.
No. I mean, like as a whole, right now from the 2, like you'd like to think maybe there's a worse character. Maybe I would hate Silco even more.
Yeah.
Or maybe no. Marcus is still my fucking hated character right now. But let's see if that's going to change because we are on the final episode of part 1.
Yeah.
The base.
But I know you're going to start saying, you say someone else. Like, okay, fine. Ready? The base.
Yeah, not so funny now, is it?
It sucks, doesn't it?
Okay, all together now. The base violence necessary for change. Whoa, Chris, you joined us.
Thanks for joining us.
That was surprisingly in sync. Wow.
Yeah, good. That's good.
All right, you go to the beginning. I got to run to the bathroom.
Oh, great. Thanks for telling them that.
Bam.
Well, we start off with Silco. And Silco's recalling a story. And the story entails about how, when Vander tried to murder him.
For reasons that are not yet clear.
Correct. And how does Vander try to kill him? By punching his face in? No. By just picking him up and Bane style breaking his back? No. He tried to kill Silco by drowning him.
But beating his head in first.
Oh, well, yeah, right. I mean, beat the shit out of him and then started drowning him. So we get, flashes of Silco being fucking drowned. And, he's just, reflecting how when you're close to death and you're, under there, drowning, you tend to get a new perspective on things. And he was very thankful that it happened this way. Cut to, at the end of episode 2, Vi was like, who the fuck are these guys? Who the fuck is coming in here? And we find out it's actually Vander and Benzo.
Yeah, they actually busted in saying you're going to not let you turn yourself in. You're important.
And of course, Vander, first thing he says, puts his hands on her shoulder and says, Vi, you're a wonderful leader. You're going to do fine, kid. And then tosses her into the basement and, locks and bars the door.
I can't allow you to be arrested. You're the main character.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, actually, I was wrong. Because I said that Grayson said she was going alone. No, Marcus and Grayson are there.
Yeah, and a couple of enforcers.
Obviously a few enforcers, but they walk in.
They go in and they obviously hear fucking Vi banging on the door saying, "No, don't do this, Vander." And he's just like, "Yeah, it's me, I did it." And Grayson's like, "You can't. You hold this place together. We can't take you in. You have to. Let the kids take the fall for this." And he's like, "Nope. I did it. I'm gonna take the fall." And then Marcus is just like, "Okay, fine, whatever."
Yeah, that's right. Because Grayson says, if you do this, everything's gonna fall apart. And Vander's direct quote is, "It's the only way."
Yeah.
And then of course he gets handcuffed, and no, don't do the thing. I'm not the main character. You are.
Yeah, but
and then he leaves, and then we just hear thuds, commotions, and we not only see a few enforcer bodies fall to the ground dead, blood splattering this tiny window in the basement.
Including Grayson, right?
Yeah, I was getting there.
Okay.
Let me build up to one of my cool character deaths, okay?
Fine.
Now it's
the camera's slowly panning out with crazy music playing as we hear people
getting thrown, killed and stuff. One of them being Grayson.
Yeah, we just see Grayson with her gun smoking and her just completely dead, and then
we see Vander
Benzo, Vander, and Marcus kind of sitting 3 of them alone, only one's left. They're kind of staring around oh my god, what the hell's going on? What was that thing? And then we see in the distance Silco approaching Vander saying, "Hey, brother, what's going on?"
Hello, brother.
Yeah, he's just kind of walking up to him saying, "It's been too long." He's like, "What the hell?" And Benzo kind of gets pissed off and he's just like, "Oh, Silco, why don't you crawl back into whatever hole you came out of?" And he's walking up to him and we see the giant shimmer-decorated monster dude just come out of nowhere and just completely kill him too. And Vi's just completely devastated by this.
Yeah, because not only did Benzo just fucking eat it, Marcus somehow got away.
No, but he can get away. He goes up to Silco and he says, "What the hell's going on? This was
that's right. This wasn't part of the plan." And then we see a very slow motion of Vander getting pounded.
Oh, wait, no. He says it's not part of the plan. He says, Silco says, "Well, the plan changed." He gives him some money.
Oh, yeah, tosses money to him. And you see that Marcus wants to, just toss it on the ground and leave. But he does take it and leave.
No, he does end up like
that.
After Vander gets knocked out by the giant Shimmer Deckard, you see him kind of just like standing there by himself, pissed off, and he kind of just throws the money and gets like is upset. But it's just like an insane amount of thing.
Yeah, and then of course Vi's just like, ah! And then I think does it cut?
We cut to Jace and Victor
trying to break in, and by trying to break in, I mean Victor literally has the keys to Heimerdinger's lab.
Yeah.
And as they're trying to sneak in, who should appear?
I think first we see them with like the little bit he has left, kind of trying to like experiment with it.
Oh no, you're right, the crank it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then of course they experiment with it and. Sure enough, they as they like to say, crank it, and it worked. It actually stabilized to a degree.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wait a minute, we need to do this on a bigger scale. Wait a minute. Victor's like, whoa, we need to do this on a bigger scale, huh? I just might think that, someone who holds the keys to Heimerdinger's lab might be able to help. And, Jason's like, dude, if I were gay, I would kiss you.
He says, Victor's like, hey,
word for word for band.
Let's kiss anyway.
yes, direct quote, word for word. No, but he's just like, Victor's like, now let's get your hex tech off the ground. And then of course, Jace puts hand on shoulder, wearing Soviet hat. Our hex tech dream.
Yeah, our dream.
That's our hex tech dream.
They're together and they're gonna do it.
And then of course we cut back to Vi in the basement, Echo comes in and is like, "Hey,
he's a killer. He's in tears because he saw what happened."
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I thought Vi was the one who.
He's completely in tears. He's like, "I saw what happened. They benzoed," and she kind of gives him a hug. And
they both hug. He's like, "I don't know who took him, but." We gotta get him back. We gotta get Vander back.
And this is when we see the underground workshop that Silco and Singed and Deckard are working out of. We do see them kind of just dragging Vander down. We see the big guy with the tattoos dragging.
Yeah, the Dave Bautista looking motherfucker.
Dragging him down the catwalk and putting him into a chair, saying we're gonna mass produce Shimmer.
Oh, and we're talking like this isn't just like a regular chair that you had, We're talking like. I legitimately thought they were going to put him into a fucking electric chair. That's what it looks like.
It's like a weird strap-in chair, but he also talks about, like, you don't even remember our vision. We're, like, you're kowtowing to the people in the upper city. Our whole mission, the whole dream of Zahn.
And as this happens, we see Deckard actually revert back to normal.
Yeah.
And kind of vomiting. And by kind of, I mean very vomiting. But the effects of the shimmer were worn off completely.
Yeah, you see kind of like detoxing from that, but we see he goes over their whole mission, their whole liberty. They want the Undercity to be its own separate city, and they're going to do it with this crazy shimmer they're mass producing. And then we also do see Sevica, the woman from before who was yelling at Vander for not standing up, is also there with the saying she's working for Silco now.
Yeah, I'm working for Silco because he's at least going to do something about this.
Yeah. And this is when we cut back to the lab where they're breaking in.
The part I was thinking of, where they're
scene.
Trying to, like, Victor and Jace are trying to sneak in, Victor having all of the keys, and then who should appear as they're breaking in but Counselor Mel?
Yeah, he just
and she's like, now, I could raise the guard, but what are you doing with this exiled one? Literally in her eye, like, you could definitely see there's some kind of gears turning.
Yeah.
And Victor's like, look.
Oh, that's right. Victor's like, what? This isn't my room.
This isn't my room. And Jason's like, sit this one out. I got this. Look.
This is
real talk.
Yeah.
This is going to be worth it. All we need is some time.
Yeah.
And I forget, how long does she give him?
She said, I think she only gives him, what?
1 day, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you get 1 day.
No, until the next night, I believe.
Yeah, you get it until next night. And I can't do anything. So show me some results.
Yep, so she tricks the security
other night guard. Oh, who took the mail? Oh, honey.
Yeah,
how's it going, darling?
Yeah, as they sneak into the lab to get the hex tech, and Victor unlocks the door. This is when we cut back to the last drop with Milo and Clagger kind of collecting all the weapons they have, including the gauntlets, a bat, and stuff like that to try to.
And then, Vi pops in and is just like, They took Vander, and then there's this big thing.
Yeah, she's kind of just like
we need to get him out.
Yeah, she's just like Milo Clagger. We're going to find out where they.
And this scene killed me because as she's like, yeah, we're gonna get Vander back. We need to have everything ready. All she does is she turns around and Powder is just ready.
She's just like, heck yeah, I got
bombs this time. Bombs and everything.
And she's just like, no.
Vi's was like, look, you're staying here. Because wait, but we're gonna separate. We're gonna Vi, Powder. I know. It's just, and then like they get into like one of those things where she kind of like yells at her like, "You're not ready.
You're not ready to come." So
you're not ready for this one.
And she kind of just like takes her stuff. She has her stuff wrapped. Powder, and she's completely devastated by this. But then we do see like they pack up, they get ready, and they depart. We got back to Jace and Victor with the machine now activated. They have the Hex-Tech crystals, and they're like kind of beginning to. I know that should be added to our fucking repertoire of pre-fucking recording tongue twisters.
But, and then of course
they're preparing the thing. They actually get the machine to actually work. It actually blows like a whole window out and it sucks.
Yeah, it blows the window out and it's like what?
Well, it and
it's just like nah. No one else comes in, or is that
they do cut to enforcers on the outside seeing the explosion blow out and then come back.
Sorry. How do you say it? What's all this then?
Yeah, it's like a really crazy ass explosion that they see, but nothing really. But they're not like harmed or anything like that. So they're like, okay, we're gonna make this work.
And then we cut back to the saddest fucking thing ever. No, like okay, like real talk. Yeah. To the viewers, like, oh my god, this next scene literally like killed me because. Like when someone's having a bad time, they're having a bad time. No, this gets. I mean, for lack of better terms, this kind of gets visceral a little bit. Like Powder is having a legit mental breakdown. Tears, snot, like
just screaming her head off.
Literally banging her head on the wall.
Yeah, just completely going nuts.
Screaming in rage. Like I'll get into this later, what my theory on this is, but as she's doing all of this, I'm like, holy shit,
because Vi told her to just, like, stay here?
No, because she said she wasn't ready.
Because she said it was gonna work, don't worry, I trust you, and all this stuff.
Yeah, all this time, in all of the episodes up to this point, it's, you are ready, you can do this, you always are gonna be with us, and then for her to suddenly be like, no, you're not ready... but I do have a different theory on this as well. But as all of this is happening, one of those tiny little
she's about to throw her whole bag.
Yeah, like she's just gonna throw the entire thing on the ground and just like almost does. And just one of them's like
the little clanker monkey too. She's doing.
Oh yeah, she rips off its head. Yeah. And then like one of those orbs falls on the ground, and every like tap on the ground, it actually like fizzles a little bit. She remembers.
Yeah.
What one of those things did, and she's like, I can help them.
Yeah, I can help them, she says, and it's like, oh boy.
And then we cut to Vi and Milo and Clagger, actually, I believe.
Yeah, we cut to them actually sneaking into the workshop. They're like, oh, we found an open window, so they go through the window, they
literally just slip into the window.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's go. I don't see any guards. And then we go back to Heimerdinger's lab, where Heimerdinger's is like, what are you fuckers doing? He doesn't actually say it, because Heimerdinger doesn't swear, but my translation of it, what the fuck are you guys doing? Stop this. You're gonna fucking blow us up. And Victor's like, shut up, watch this.
Yeah,
and they crank it all the way, and all of a sudden it just stabilizes.
Yeah.
Everything's floating, and even Heimerdinger's like,
whoa,
holy
it actually
shit.
worked.
And Mel walks into like, huh,
like, well,
would you look at that?
The council decided to deal with this. This is pretty impressive.
And Heimerdinger's like, you guys actually stabilized this. Like, what? Wow. And Victor's like, look, it's amazing. Jason's like, I love this. Heimerdinger's like, get the fuck down here.
I don't think I can, sir.
Yeah, Victor's like, I don't know. And Mel's just like, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Oh no, yeah, we I think this was the scene where they first do it in the glass workshop because they don't do the meeting with Heimerdinger until that way later.
Either way,
they were out of order, but this is an important little thing. But
either way, it's just like it's just like this is you did it. It like all the the glass shards and everything are just floating. Like everything's like in like a what is it called, like a stasis or something?
Yeah, like
where there's like and some people are moving and it's just like. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is insane. Back to Vi, Milo, and Clagor, where they're like, just walking through. with ease, mind you.
Yeah, there's no henchmen
nobody's
around,
here.
This is perfect.
And so hey, Milo, do the thing, the only thing you're good at.
Yeah, lock
making fun of unlocking asshole.
Yeah. He's gonna unlock him while Claggor figures out a way out. Like, oh, how'd you guys get in here? Vander asks. And he's like, oh, it's perfect. We just found an open window.
And Vander's like, wait.
There's guards everywhere. Oh, it's fine. We just climbed in here. There were no guards. It was an open window.
And Vander's just like, get out.
Yeah.
Get out now. And then you hear, well. But
this was totally not a trap.
Yeah, you just see Silco. He's just like, well. Yep. Look what the cat dragged in.
Yeah, as he just.
Oh wait, I murdered my cat. But then he's doing another thing like, oh, look at this.
Finally have all your idiot kids in one place. And too bad, like everyone's gonna think that you and your stupid kids died. Oh well.
Yep. Oh, wouldn't it be a shame? He looks at all of his henchmen. Wouldn't it be a shame if people found out about the accidental explosion here, where Vander and his kids got murdered?
Yeah.
They were just being so brave and nice.
Just, like, they were never seen. Like they came here and they were never seen again. They don't know what happened. But like,
hey kid, Deckard drinking more of the shit.
Oh, not yet. He's still like just hanging out there while they say, okay. Vi tells him, get to work, everybody, while she goes out and gets ready to fight the henchmen.
Yeah, fucking kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Bautista dude shows up and he
he was the first one. That's right.
Yeah, she one punch mans most of the crew.
Yeah, that's actually whooping ass.
Quite literally. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Powder is climbing on the outside, just kind of like climbing up the building, finding out where they went to, as Vi is just knocking the shit out of all these people. It's just a really, really cool ass fucking fight. Sevika almost joins the fight, but then Silco kind of holds her back, saying, "Nah, she's like everyone else has got this."
And of course, as all of this is happening, like Milo's like kind of freaking out a little bit, and Vander's like, "Hey, breathe. You got this." And with that, it's like, I'm a main character. Here's your power boost for the day. Yeah. All of a sudden, he just takes a deep breath, unlocks the lock easily, and it's just like, "See, I told you." And Claggor's like, "Hey, I found a way out.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of here.
Yep, we're gonna get out of here. Everything's gonna be good." More Powder, like stopping or like going around, like, okay, I think I know. Like actually looks in and sees like some of the fighting going on.
Yeah, Vi
like,
actually knocked like a really cool sequence of Vi just knocking the shit out of multiple of the guards. It just gotta go. It's really cool long sequence of them are very, very tense, and then eventually Deckard
does drink more and becomes the brute thing.
Yeah,
and obviously it's not enough for Vi, so Vi literally barricades the door, and Claggor's like, when Milo's done, we can just get the hell out of here.
Absolutely, yep. As Powder finally like arrives to where she needs to be, gets out the little symbol monkey and puts multiple of the Hextech crystals into it.
Two of them, I think.
No, she's like 2 or 3.
No. It was one of them. Because the symbols had spikes on them.
Yeah. But then she's like, I think it has multiple on its back.
Oh, that's right. It had some on the back, too.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, yeah, she puts it in, it winds up, and it starts clanking, going towards them, kind of just hitting the thing multiple times, the sparks flying out. While the giant Deckard is banging on the door, the gang on the inside is almost freeing Vander. He's almost completely out of the thing. It's just an incredibly intense scene, but then finally they do get Vander out.
But then we cut to the thing we jumped.
Yeah, of course.
This is when technically Heimerdinger comes in and is like, stop this at once.
Yeah, and then the age of Hextech, everybody. We're going to do great. And the symbol
and then after all of the success happened, what's her name? Mel is like, yeah, this is gonna be a new age of
era of magic.
Of magic.
Yeah,
and Jason's like, era of Hextech.
Yeah. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy. This isn't just magic. We're harnessing it. It's called Hextech. Yeah. Say it with me now, Mel. Cut over to Powder.
Yeah, the symbol monkey finally, clanking away. They say, the door's open. Vander's free. We're ready to be out of here. As the thing finally clacks and explodes. And
the spikes, hit the thing. It's like, ding! Boom!
Yeah, it is an insanely massive explosion.
But that's the thing. Cling, boom! Oh shit, that was a big explosion. Cling, boom! Okay, no. We need this stuff. Cling, boom! It keeps fucking going.
We see the Deckard dude get blasted back, not too crazy, but then we do see the explosion heading towards
Singe's lab.
Singe's lab with more shimmer shit near it.
Yeah, it's like a whole lot of boxes of shimmer getting fucking...
completely
Dude, this entire place is getting
We do see the explosions coming towards Silco. Sevika pushes him out of the way and she gets her arm blown off. You see that in the actual explosion.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, we do.
We do see on the inside of the door, we see Vi getting blasted because she's literally up against the door while it gets blown open. We see Vander getting blown back, but then finally we do see Clagger get, I guess...
He got like smacked in the head or something.
Hit in the face.
His gloves come off.
Yeah.
And then Milo gets literally like pierced in through the heart with like a fucking pole.
Yeah.
Impaled by a fucking pole.
And then the building collapses on the two of them.
Yep. And then Vi's actually got collapsed on too, but she's like, she's literally half of her body is fucking under debris.
Yeah.
And then Vander, is seeing all this. He
the whole building's on fire now, and he sees like she's in danger. He's trying to lift the metal door off of her, whereas the Deckard monster dude is still active, gets up and starts coming towards them.
He gets himself freed.
Yeah.
And then he finally gets Vi freed a little bit.
He gets
and when
the
Deckard he gets his gauntlets back on, but he sees the Deckard monster and he starts attacking a little bit, but nothing works.
He's actually doing pretty well. He's doing a lot better than Vi was.
He was.
Some arm grabs and
I think he actually like closes the door and like binds it a little bit, and then he's like, I forget what happened, what he says exactly, but then he takes the shimmer.
Yeah, no, he gets knocked. The Deckard monster overpowers him and throws him down into a box of a whole bunch of...
Oh, that's right. He gets thrown into it.
And then the Deckard monster lifts the door off of Vi and is about to kill her when friggin' supercharged up Vander just completely comes up and just like kills him immediately. Just completely destroys him. And it's a snarling, crazy monster.
Yeah, and then, there's a big old fight, and the Deckard monster gets destroyed.
Of course, but then the
Vander monster goes over... The Vander monster, yes, we can call it out. The Vander monster walks over, sees Vi, and retains his memory because he just kind of like flinches a little bit, like it's Vi kind of thing. Yeah. And then, I think the effects start wearing off or something, because in his final moment... He's
about to go attack Silco, but then an explosion separates them.
Right, yeah.
And he just grabs Vi to protect her because he sees Clagger and everybody is
dead.
Milo are dead, and he says, "I can at least save Vi." So he jumps out of the window when the building is collapsing more, and manages to fall out and fall to the floor with her alive still.
And then he I think his final words are "Take care of them."
Yeah.
And Vander dies.
Yeah.
Everyone is dead in the main group, except for Vi and Powder. And then, wow. Just wow. No. I got this.
Oh, yeah.
I got this. This is when you see, Powder just walks over. Vi is just gone because she's fucking... Yeah. Everyone she knows is dead except for Powder. And then Powder walks up. Did you see what I did?
I did it.
I helped. I finally helped. And Vi, you did this kind of thing. And when Powder's just sees Vander dead.
Yeah.
And she another breakdown. 2 in the same night for Powder. Literally, no. I didn't mean I just wanted to help. And then Vi, literally gets pissed off. Because...
literally slaps her.
No.
No?
Punches her in the face.
Oh.
Yeah, but also she wasn't really because this is an important point.
Well, except for
Powder's kind of just I was just trying to help, and then she's just I told you to stay away. She's I was just trying to help.
Yeah, and then and you're right, because it evolved from I was just trying to help to why did you leave me?
Yeah,
which furthers a theory that I'm going to get to.
Of course.
But then Vi literally punches her in the face.
Yeah.
Says, because you're a jinx. And it looks like she's getting ready to do another one. Almost about to start. But she doesn't. And, this is... Because, Powder's already bloodied from one punch. Yeah. She's not the strongest, guys. Yeah. And she's, I don't know, 8.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she just gets up and just walks away. And then no, don't leave me, kind of thing. And all she does, from us, the viewer standpoint, Vi just goes around the corner and just stops, like, at the corner a little bit because she just needed a moment. Vi screaming, come back kind of thing.
Powder screaming.
That's what I said. I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Powder just, like, fucking feeling like she was abandoned completely.
Of course, again.
And, of course, as she's literally hunched over in the fetal position kind of thing, like, bawling her eyes out, Silco appears with a knife. A few people.
Yeah, with the whole...
a few. No, only a few, because a lot of them died.
See, the big guy is holding Sevika, who has her arm blown off.
Yeah, I know. And then there's, a handful of them. Silco is getting ready. You see the knife in his hand, and he just gets down on his knees, and he's just like, my, where's your sister? Not Vi, I always do that. Powder immediately, like, kind of glomps him. Like, this tackle hug, like...
Oh, look at this strange, menacing person. I'm going to latch onto them immediately for support.
I mean...
We find,
With my theory...
Not theory, because she... spoiler alert for later in the series, she knows exactly what was going on during this, but she just
hold on. She left me. Just hold on. Because, she's literally having a mental breakdown. And it's just like... Actually, no, sorry. She hugs him first, and then Silco's just like confused, but then kind of like does the whole comfort thing again. It's like, where is your sister? And Powder's just like, she left me. She's not my sister again. I'm just like, look, I'm already dead with the mental breakdown. Stop killing me more. And Silco actually like fully embraces her and is just like, we'll show them.
Yeah,
we'll show them all. And then it like cuts to like the gang. The bad gang with Silco just hugging this poor child who had lots of mental breakdowns.
Who was afraid of like Vi leaving her, and then Vi actually left her.
Well, as we see, like this.
When Silco's approaching her with the knife, we see that out of the shadows, Marcus saw the explosion.
First off, before that, we see Vi like no, because and actually is starting to go back to her, and then Marcus like chloroforms her. It's just like, look. If he finds you, he's going to kill you. Let's go back.
Yeah.
And he just into the shadows.
Yep.
But then after the whole like we'll show them all, it like cuts to like the bad group with like Silco hugging Jinx. Fuck it, we know it.
Yeah, of course.
Hugging Jinx, and then that's where the episode ends.
Yeah, we got a very angry, purpley eye, almost like the fire making her eyes kind of look purpley, angry looking Powder, and then at the credits. And that is the end of part 1. Absolutely amazing. So what was your theory?
No. No. We don't start with that. What's always the first question you ask me on a new series?
What do you think's going to happen next?
No. What did you think of the episode?
Yeah, what did you think of the episode?
Okay, seriously, enough of that screaming, because I would literally do that every other second.
Of course. Remember, these episodes, these parts aired every week was one part. After this, everyone's just like, holy shit, this show is the fucking best. Like, this show's amazing.
And guess what you learned?
Yeah.
It's a horrible idea to do the thing you wanted me to do. He wanted me to stew and sit on this until this recording.
You should have.
I should not have, because I got invested. But okay, look. You said the second episode was your favorite. Mm-hmm. I say this one was.
Of course, it's most people's favorite. It's
insane. I just mean, like, just everything happened.
I know.
Hex Tech got invented.
Yep.
Heimerdinger was like, holy shit, you actually did it.
Hell yeah.
And it's just everything. And then all of the negative stuff that happened, and I'm just like sitting here, and I'm just
breakdown was insane to watch. Everyone was like no one watching this part was like not like absolutely shocked and like almost in tears from how like fucked up inside it was for what happened.
Yeah, not gonna lie. So a little insight about me personally. For those of you who don't know, I think Matt's not in the know of this either, but it takes certain, like, super specific things for me to actually even well up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, even just to get a little bit teary-eyed, like, get a little misty-eyed. The fucking breakdown of Powder, literally. I didn't cry, but I got fucking misty-eyed. I wanted to, and even that ending, like,
yeah, it was fucking intense. It was really, really emotionally upsetting. It was like
it's
really
just,
well done.
Oh my god, and oh no, and this is only part 1.
I know it's
but seriously, that right there. That's how you end a fucking part.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is how you fucking end it. You build up the bond between two sisters, and then you fucking shatter it.
I know, fucking smack the shit out of her.
Unfortunately, we had the shatter poor Powder.
Yeah, the most innocent one of the group had the worst.
The literally most innocent one.
Yeah.
Now is shattered completely.
Yeah.
I literally, when the ending credit, like when the credits were rolling, I needed a fucking moment because that was a lot.
Yeah.
Now for you. Now you can ask that question.
Yeah.
About the thing.
Which part? Oh, what was your theory?
Yeah, thank you. Now you can ask that.
Yeah.
So when I saw, like, just the way, yes, there was that whole build up with Vi and Powder, like, you're ready, you can do this and everything like that, just for her to be like, you're not ready kind of thing. Knowing that Vi is quite literally the only family that she has, I don't count Vander because, Vander's obviously the father figure, but, like, Vi and Powder have been together from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I honestly thought to myself she has abandonment issues.
Oh,
for obvious reasons, because, of everything that happened.
Of course.
And then, which is why I'm, like, the first mental breakdown. I'm like, oh, shit, she, like, not only that, but, like, her world is literally crashing down in flames. And then Vi literally leaving Powder in the street alone.
Mm-hmm.
And we obviously, the viewers, know she was going to come back. It's fucking Vi.
Yeah.
But, and then for all the things that happened as they did, her shattered completely. I'm like, yeah, I think she might have an issue with abandonment. Because, she literally went from, I was trying to help, to instantly, why did you leave me? I'm holy shit, and Vi did that. Oh my god, you're her sister. You should have known that these were signs.
Yeah.
And then just, and now Silco. Silco.
In with a bad crowd already.
Well, what choice does she have?
Yeah, legit.
According to Powder's view, Vi abandoned her. Like, just left her in the dust and was never going to come back. She had no one. One random, kind of creepy looking man appears, and she's 8 years old.
Yeah.
She's going to attach.
Yeah, it was so
I gotta say, as much as I hate Silco for the cat thing, I'm like, you know what, Silco? Good on you. This is what a villain does. He doesn't be like, meh, whatever. No, he took the little girl in.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. That is how you do it. You don't, it's just, they did everything so right in the end of, I'm sorry, in the background, Ed is thrusting his hips.
Yeah, we have a new person. That doorbell ring was somebody teleporting into the house.
Yep. Yes. Because Ed teleporting sounds like a doorbell.
Yeah, exactly. That was his intro noise.
He couldn't afford the loot boxes that EA had. But anyway, it's just so many things. So much happened.
Yeah.
So much happened.
An amazing end for a part 1.
And me. I was surprisingly enough, that Milo and Clagger and Vander, they died.
Yeah.
I thought they were actually going to be at least in another series or something.
No,
they're fucking dead.
Yeah, they killed a bunch of protags right out the fucking bat out of nowhere.
And I'm sorry. Yes, I should be happy for Victor and Jace. I should be happy for them. But motherfucker, that's not the focus here. And just, oh my god, I want to know what happens next. because son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
No, stop that. No, shame on you.
It was a very devastating end in a fucking amazing
Dude, it fucking shook me. And now, I know you're going to ask this eventually. I'm going to get this out of the way. So my ultimate thoughts on Arcane so far. Like I said, I was going in like kind of 50-50 on the whole thing. But I've come to the conclusion with Arcane that if you ignore the video game aspect, for obvious reasons, it's really fucking good. Like, I can see why it's so highly praised and critically acclaimed and everything.
Yeah, you mean for a four-time Emmy Award-winning series, Arcane.
No, I mean Arcane, because I'm not going to remember that shit.
You have to say it every single time. 4 Emmy Award-winning.
Wait. I have to say it every time?
Yeah, every time.
Goddamn, if I'm going to say it Arcane, that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Whatever.
Anyway, but like... So, Chris knows this, because with, especially Attack on Titan, when something is overly hyped, I tend to immediately, like, shut down and not want to watch it, which is actually one of the reasons why I never watched it when it first came out.
It's called the hipster effect.
Like specifically, like, wanting to not engage in something that's, like, really popular, just because it's popular.
Yeah.
But no, it's not even, like, I don't want to do it because it's popular. No. I just don't do it because the fandom's already, like, created by that point, and everyone's just like, I just hate it when people look at me and say, oh my god, you need to do this, you need to do this. That's why I kept holding back on Arcane, because you kept doing that.
Yeah, of course.
But all of a sudden, I felt like it was time, and I knew you were going to eventually. That's why this was kind of a little bit important of series for me, was because I chose to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I'm going to do this because I know you're hype about it, and even Chris was like, yeah, this is actually a really good show. And I'm just like, eventually I'm going to have to, so whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, yeah, I can see why it's five-time Grammy winning for Emmy nominations.
Emmy winning.
Yeah, four Emmy winning. See, I almost had it. I can see why Arcane's very good. Like,
oh, absolutely, it's gonna get better.
And I like the characters.
And worse. It's gonna get much darker and sadder, but even crazier.
Don't tell me that.
I know, it's fucking. I love the show to death. I love the characters.
Well, they're gonna keep making more until either it fucking sucks and people stop watching it, or they finish the story.
Yeah.
Hopefully the latter.
Honestly, when they announced part 2 and they said it's still going to be in Piltover and Zone, I was like, I would love it if they went to any other country. But I am happy because there's a ton more characters for them to introduce that I do want to see the stories of and see them interact with these characters. But we're going to get more of that when we get the fucking next part. And I'm fucking hype as shit.
Just, wow. I am looking forward to the next 2 parts.
Hell yeah.
Like, I kind of want to see... Actually, I'm kind of glad that they're focusing these 3... is it all 3 parts that focus on these 2 places?
You mean the parts of this?
Yeah, like
we
of the
see
3 parts.
Some characters from another country that I really do get hyped to get into, but
it stays in Piltover and
yeah,
okay.
Piltover.
Well, I'm kind of glad they're doing it, at least for this part, because right now that's the story.
Of course,
it needs to be focused on that.
Yeah.
Just holy crap, this show! Like, I'm actually kind of glad I did it on my terms, and I'm kind of glad that I'm enjoying it as much as I am.
I'm glad to hear that. Now all they gotta do is get you to play League of Legends.
No, you don't. Sorry.
You will not. You will not
we'll
see. To play that game.
No. Hey. You will see.
I'm gonna ruin his life.
No, you're not.
I'm talking about me as well.
Yeah, you too. You play too.
You are not going to convince me.
What was that you said?
Game.
You said minimize this recorder right now and open League of Legends.
Oh my god, he's actually doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Put that the fucking away. Hey, wait a minute. Them's fighting herds. Why are you opening that?
Hell yeah.
Riot has their own launcher because of fucking course.
Yeah, of course. How else I'm going to play Valorant, Legends of Runeterra, League of Legends, and Wild Rift?
Oh, I don't know. Put it on fucking Steam or GOG.
Oh, fuck.
Also, yeah, this whole episode we haven't even talked about, but yeah, Riot, Just as bad as Blizzard in terms of office badness. Just keep that in mind.
Oh fuck you! You're right.
You Riot Games. Yeah, right.
League of Legends actually came out with a new one, didn't they?
Of course. No, not a new one.
The portal thing you just said.
What portal thing? No. Oh, the thing. No, I was saying that in terms of actual in-office politics is very bad as Blizzard. But I will say, just to be an awful fucking bootlicking defender, their payout to the harassed employees was literally, not exaggerating, 8 to 10 times as much as Blizzard's was, which is not an excuse or anything, but it's just better than showing how much shittier Blizzard is in every aspect.
Fuck you, Blizzard! Activision Blizzard.
They're still a shitty company.
Of course, they're just as evil and bad.
Slightly less shitty.
Yes, of course. They're
Bobby Kotick. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, but so it was it was their payout or the settlement, right?
The settlement was way, way, way higher than Blizzard's was, which is not an excuse in any way, shape, or form.
Oh no,
but
it never is.
It's just better. Yeah, it's better. But still, of course, and yeah, we'll get to that politics later. If Ed ever actually joins us for an episode of fucking this show, damn it. Also, Ed's here now. Anyway,
we already said that.
I teleported. Remember from the
the ding dong. The ding dong was him teleporting into my house somehow.
He ding dong teleported.
All right, so you want to
call you a hipster?
How dare you?
I'm the same way. I'm legit the same way.
But you're younger than me, so that's different.
Not that much.
I'm 32.
You guys are getting off topic.
32.
I'm 32.
Yeah.
Why did I think? Wait,
I'm 32.
No, seriously. How old are you?
I'm 32 till 2 months from now.
Oh my god.
I'm Dirty Dan.
I'm the Highway Man.
I'm Dirty Dan.
I actually thought you were
Who
still
you calling Pinhead?
We
already did that.
We did earlier in this recording.
Anyway, I'll get to that in a later because you're right. We are going on 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Challenge accepted, by the way.
We gotta wrap this up because we like you know.
I'm sure
any of you
the next 2 parts are gonna be
these.
probably this long or fucking longer.
Oh, probably longer because we're probably gonna have more to talk about. But anyway, unfortunately, because of my current situation at work, I still can't do shit on my end. Chris has so many plugs right now.
I have all the plugs. Yep.
He plugs his controller into it, his microphone into it. Oh wait, those are dongles.
I plugged my keyboard and my mouse into my computer. Oh, you mean social plugs? Right. Yeah, I have 0 of those.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm basically I don't have an online presence.
He's a crab because he's a hermit.
I am. I legit
had to.
He's a king. Come on.
Yeah, he's a king.
Why would you come on the king?
A spider.
Are you a kingler?
Spider crab.
You.
Whatever crabs.
Shameless plugs, go.
Matthew Lewis Podcast, Patreon, Matthew Lewis Podcast, YouTube, Matthew Lewis Podcast, Twitter, Matthew Lewis Podcasts on Patreon. Buy my book, leave reviews, Forgotten Minotaur King, listen to the podcast. Movie Garbage with my boy Ed over here. Check out that podcast.
Seriously, do.
Yeah, you're already here listening to Action Toon Bros. Listen to our old episodes and give those ratings on fucking apps and stuff. RSS feed should hopefully be up by now. I'll see if I remember because it's a lot of fucking work, but I'll see how that works.
We also have soda, OJ, purple stuff.
Yeah, of course, all kinds of drink. Anyway, fucking yeah. I'm hyped. I'm glad you're liking this series.
Yeah, I'm actually glad I am too.
Yeah,
because
Chris, I'll get any more of your thoughts when we get further into the next 2 or 3 parts. If you want to join us.
Yeah, I will say talking about the whole hipster effect thing. Arcane was. I don't think it was when I watched it. It wasn't one of those shows that I anticipated to be hugely popular. But I was just I've heard some good things about it. I'll give it a go. And then it turned out I really fucking like this. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also remember I actually watched Squid Game and kind of go off on a tangent here. Squid Game before I heard about how hugely popular it got, and then when I started I think I was over at Ed's house. You, me, and Leanne were watching a few episodes of that, or you were saying hey, have you heard about the show called Squid Game? And I'm oh yeah, this is a great show. You guys should watch it.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those shows that gets a lot of hype, but it's actually justified.
Oh yeah,
Arcane's the same way.
Absolutely. Yeah. In this case, I'm actually glad that it's actually it backed it up.
Yeah,
it fucking backed it up.
Oh hell yeah.
But since you did your shameless plugs and everything, from us here at Action Toon Bros, before we say that, as our good friend Ed said, Blizzard Activision, Riot Games, Bobby Kotick, fuck you guys.
Yep.
And to you, our lovely, lovely listeners, from us to you, Keep it sleazy.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking knew it.